Namaskar and a very warm welcome to everyone joining us live. I'm Diviya Mehra, your host and the founder of Educational Connect with DM, a space where meaningful learnings, impactful conversations, and inspiring stories come alive. Today, we're not just going to talk about careers, we are going to be talking about conscious careers. We're not just going to be discussing business, we are going to exploring the business of saving a planet. Because in the world racing against climate change, one industry is not just growing, it's thriving with innovation, impact, and intention, the clean energy sector. So, if you ever wondered, can I build a career in sustainability, or possibly is green entrepreneurship a viable path? So, what's the real future behind the clean energy in India? Then you are absolutely in the right space and the perfect time. Today's session welcoming you to the careers in clean energy and creating the business in sustainability. And to guide us through this transformative conversation, we are joined by the leader who embodies this mission in action. So, when you talk about visionaries, when you talk about shaping the green future, Mr. Pankaj Gupta is a name that resonates across corridors of policy, industry, and grassroots innovation. Sir, we welcome you.
Namaskar. Good morning to all of you.
Thank you for thank you, sir, for sparing your time and joining us for the session. It's really important for us. Talking about this topic, it's one of the most rising up topics that we can actually. It's emerging topics that we need to discuss on.
Thank you very much, Divya, for giving me the platform. And yes, I fully agree with you. It's one of the industry and one of the topic, which is a hot topic at the moment, and
Right,
which is thriving at the moment, and it's going to sustain much longer than we thought.
right. So, talking about Mr. Pankaj, I would like to give a little brief about Sir. Mr. Pankaj resonates across corridors on the policy, industry, and grassroots innovation. With 2 years of 20 years of experience in dedicated service in the clean energy and sustainability space, Mr. Gupta is currently a senior fellow at the World Resource Institute (WRI) India, where he plays a pivotal role in designing strategies that promote affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy access. His journey goes far beyond titles and designations. It's about the impact. So he has been advising both the central and the state governments on energy policy frameworks. He collaborated with the global development agencies and think tanks to strengthen climate resilient infrastructure. Sir has also actively contributed to reducing carbon emission, advancing solar and wind energy adoptions, and promoting SDGs, especially SDG 7, that's clean energy, and SDG 13, that's climate action. A firm believer in inclusive growth, Mr. Gupta has mentored youth led sustainable initiatives, actively engaging with universities, business schools, and young entrepreneurs across India. His passion lies in energy equity, the belief that clean energy transits don't just impact the environment, but also livelihoods, entrepreneurship, and the education at the grassroots. Whether it's panels at the United Nations, a policy roundtable in Delhi, or a school webinar on sustainability, Mr. Gupta brings clarity, compassion, and courage to every conversation. So please join me in welcoming a true change maker, a thought leader, and someone whose life works exemplifies the power of conscious careers, Mr. Pankaj Gupta.
So, thanks a lot for your kind introduction. And as you can see that in the last 23 years, I'm in this field of renewables and working in making it more sustainable and more cleaner, and try to teach the current generation how it's going to sustain in the future, because without this we are not going to survive. It's imperative at
Correct.
the moment. Yeah.
True, sir. Very true. And that is why we are here to hear from you, the man himself who has been working in this sector. So, sir, before we begin with the session, and we have a lot of questions being piled up, even the viewers watching today would like to ask you certain questions regarding it. Let's talk
Sure.
about the core values of the renewable sources that it has generated from. So, today, let's begin with discussing, like, first and the foremost, the idea where the renewable sources have got its real picture, the SDGs. So when we hear this, the most common term that you hear about the SDGs, it's quite familiar. We get really known about the term SDGs. So just let's get to know first what are SDGs. The SDG stands for the Sustainable Developmental Goals. It's a set of 17 global goals that has been adopted by the United Nations member states in 2015 under the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. It forms a blueprint for a better and more sustainable future, addressing the world's most pressing challenge from poverty and hunger to climate change, gender equality, clean energy, and quality education. So, as we dive into today's conversation, let's pause and connect the dots. This session is just not about careers, it's about contributing to a larger global mission defined and driven by the United Nations through the SDGs. So, let me highlight a few of the SDGs that we are going to discuss in this session today. It's important for us to know how these SDGs are impacting our presence and our lives. Let's highlight a few of them. So the first one going to be talking about is the SDG 7, which talks about affordable and clean energy. Because clean energy is no longer a luxury, it's a global necessity. SDG 13, talking about climate action. We are in a race against time, and every green career is a foot forward in the right direction. So when youth like you are going to step into sustainability, you're not just choosing a job, it's the way to act, to lead, and to change. SDG 8 talks about decent work and economic growth. The green economy is booming, from solar startups to energy auditing, EV innovations to eco designing, creating jobs with purpose, impact, and future relevance. SDG 9 talks about industry, innovation, and infrastructure. So, the clean energy space is driven by innovation, from the solar grids to wind farms to a field of tech, invention, and infrastructure. Last but not the least is the SDG 12, which is talking about responsible consumption and production. Sustainability must be the lens through which we build and consume, with conscious designs, ethical sourcing, and zero waste becoming the mainstream. So let's let this session not just inspire your mind but awaken your mission. So because together we can build up a career in sustainability, and that's what it is all about that we're going to discuss today. So let's build a sustainable future with Mr. Pankaj Gupta, who's going to guide us through this session today. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thanks a lot, Divya. Yes, that's very good of you that you have touched upon the SDGs, and I would like all the viewers to please understand what we are talking about. So SDGs are the one which our honorable Prime Minister has signed up in 2015 in the Paris Climate Agreement, that yes, what we are going to do, how we are going to go toward the renewable energies, and how we are going to protect our climate on that. So we have taken a pledge that yes, by 2030 we are going to implement X gigawatt of renewable energy, and how we are going to change our climate. This is your SDG 13, which comes into more into the execution part, that yes, what is your process, how you're going to make, how you're going to change in that one. It's going to be implemented in that stuff. So for us, if you see, SDG 7 is the one that yes, you need a clean energy to sustain, and SDG 13 is yes, how it's going to be the climatic action, that yes, you are going to get that climate, the clean climate, and how you're going to implement and execute that one. It's for all of us. It's not that the government has to work towards it. It's the responsibility lies with each and every individual to do towards to get the affordable and the clean energy.
I really second you on that, sir. It's basically the global cause. It's a global cause, and of course, everybody
Yeah.
is striving and suffering through that. So it's a global cooperation that has been required, and it is going to be by every individual's work that we can collaborate together and bring up a change. And that's where the topic for the session that comes in that talks about the business of sustainability. So
So
talking about yes, sir. Please,
yeah,
sir.
go ahead, please. Sorry.
So, talking about the business of sustainability, as Sir is highlighting that it's a global cause, and yes, an individual approach that needs required. Let's discuss a little bit more about the career opportunities in the sustainable ground. So, because before we begin with it, let's understand what exactly is the concept of sustainability. So, sir, we would like to hear from you that what is actually the sustainability? Why is there a business in it, and how we can grow with it? Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Divya. And okay, before starting, I just want to acknowledge uh, the students which have helped in plugged in this one the live session, and especially Ashni over there to plug in all those stuff so that we can discuss and we can deliberate on this business of sustainability. Okay, so now coming to this one of business of sustainability, what does that actually means? That is how it is going to perceive and how it's going to sustain. It's going to remain there, right? If you see, once the industrial revolution has come in the 1870s and 1800s, it's the fossil fuels, or you can see all the industries run on the coal, thermal, and everything, right? And it's sustainable at that time because the business run that yes, you are going to the factory, yes, you know that it's a mass production, nobody is going to stop, and you take a job and you know that it's a secure, it's a sustainable thing, and it's going on towards that. Yes, you will retire from that job itself. But here, if you see in this business of sustainability, earlier people have a doubt that whether it is going to remain over there or not with the clean energy. But yes, in the past, you can say from the last 30 years, if you see, and the focus which has more come towards from the 2014 and 2015, you can see it become a sustainable business. People are growing in this business of renewable energy. The growth is exponential, and people are not even sustaining, but they are thriving in this one. If you see, it's not no more longer a choice. Okay, see, nobody wants to get a harmful environment, and secondly, you don't want to leave a harmful environment for your future generation, right? It's 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 your conscious will not allow that one. So it's a necessity that yes, you need this business, you need this cleaner energy, the green energy. Yes, it's a must for us. So the shift from the fossil fuel energies towards the renewable energy is a must in in this world, because we don't want to suffer, and we don't want to make our future generation suffer on that one. Currently, if you see, uh, when this business has started on this front of the renewable energy, government tried their best to invest from their side. They start to give the subsidies so that the people, the industrialists should come into this sector, and they start investing, and they want to sustain it so that a helping hand is provided from the government, and then you can take it forward so that you can sustain it. But currently, if you see, the business is without any real subsidy which is coming from the government. It is it is more like self-sustainable, and on top of that it is profitable, and on top of that, if you see, it's eco-friendly, right? So earlier, just to give a bit of a brief background, earlier a sort of AD benefit. AD is accelerated depreciations. My people in finance will directly correlate with that one. That you can easily depreciate your assets by 80% in the first year. So government used to give this kind of you can say benefits to the industrialists so that they start investing in that one. Currently, these kind of benefits are not available, but still the industry is growing because people realize that yes, it's a profitable business, and you can serve the community, you can serve the society, and you can make your you can say climate more cleaner and better for the future generation. Currently, if you see, the focus on our clean energy investments, it's growing like anything, and more and more startups are coming up, and more platforms which are coming up, that the foreign funding is coming up. They are opening up the start the, the companies over here, and the foreign investments are piling up over here. Same is with the entrepreneurship, that people are doing the startups and they are finding the problems. They are They are trying to get the solution, and by getting a solution, they're trying to find a business out of it. That how can we provide a solution with a profitable workout? So this is the concept of sustainability, which is I will say it's growing up in India at the moment.
Rightly said, sir. It's really important that the stakeholders and the investors in this sector are aware, because as we're growing with the concern about the renewable energy and the increasing consumptions, it's really important for us to find out the alternatives, which possibly very less people know. And that is where we are going to be talking about more people to be contributing in the sector, and that can only be when they know that what are the careers in it, because most of the people are not being aware. So when we talk about the future perspective, the concept of sustainability, when we talk about how it is important in the future, could you highlight that how the new business that has been coming up in the pollution or specifically the energy problems that have been created, how these future situations or specifically future job profiles can help us overcome with this?
Okay, so first I will tell about the Divya. It's about the industry. Okay, how it works. See, one you see in the 70s, 60s, 80s, and to the extent of 90s. If you see that you have only government oriented, you can say companies like ONGCs or NTPCs, where you can work on the thermal energy and the oil and gas industry over there. Yes, there is no concept of renewable energy. But in this sector, if you see, the when the people has find a problem that yes, our environment is getting dirtier day by day. It's not a, it's getting polluted day by day. Okay, when the government opened this field in the field of renewable, the solar comes into the picture, the clean energy, the wind comes into the picture, and at that time it's not that the government who is going to thrive that industry. Government says that we are going to give you the benefit. You come up and you start investing in it, and you start opening the your companies from your side. So it's like that. Once you come to the solar and the you can say wind industry per se, you can see that there are n number of companies in it. Yes, the government is providing the benefits to all those companies, and every company has all the careers to make a company. If you can see that, you need all the departments in that, and the companies are running on that one. So first we have start with the one or two companies in the if you see in the 1990s or 2000, but post 2014 the growth becomes so exponential because once honorable prime minister has commit on the Paris agreement. After that, the growth has become exponential, and the industries and the investments have come up like anything. Coming to the entrepreneurial ventures, how the entrepreneurial ventures comes into the picture. You identify a problem and you find a solution for that one with a opening a company. Yes, I can solve the problem. I give you a very simple example. Earlier nobody understands the waste. सब एक डस्टबिन में ही फेंक देते थे कूड़ा, right?
Very nice.
It's a very simple thing. It's a very simple thing. I'm not going to far away to too technical, but currently people are segregating dry waste, biodegradable waste, wet waste. There are three types of boxes are there. Why? Why? This is the need of the hour, because every waste has every work to do. This is the problem. The waste is a problem, but you have to find a solution out of it, right? So can you thrive any energy out of it? What can the solutions you can provide from this kind of a waste? This is a simple thing. This is in our day-to-day life. It's not something which is go too much technological. If you see in Delhi, uh, earlier I think the diesel auto used to run, the diesel buses used to run. When the government start putting emphasis, no, it's getting too bad over there. The concept of CNG comes into the picture. In the beginning there was a too much of a problem. In the beginning you will not find CNG, you find too many breakups on the flyover. There is no CNG available. All those stuff come to the picture. People cry over there, what kind of things here. But yes, with the passage of the time. You adapted on that one, and now diesel is a history. You cannot see a single car or taxi in Delhi of diesel. It's all CNG. It's all CNG. Earlier, again a small example. If you see, I'm just trying to find out the real world's problem. Okay, how the system works. पहले घर में चूल्हा होता था. Then comes the cylinder. Then comes the LPG pipe in your house. So somebody has found a problem. Yes, this is a problem, that yes, how it's going to, that the pollution is coming from the wood and everything, that you are making food on the wood. आपके चूल्हे घर में wood burns रहते थे. Now it's coming to the LPG. You can see in Delhi there are dump yards where you can have your all the waste is there. Now we have the machineries which is generating pollution. This is generating, sorry, not pollution, the energy out of it. They are using that waste and they are trying to extract the energy by running the generators out of it. Yes, and they are using that waste in making the roads also. So nowadays, all our national highways, they have a minimum requirement that this much of a waste they have to use. So entrepreneurial ventures, if you break it down, so first you have to find the real world problem. Then yes, once the problem is identified, then you can solve it with your ideas and how to make the things scalable. Then if you see, in case of our startups, one is the solar rooftop. Solar rooftop is one of the very good example of the ideas, that if you have a house, if you have a roof on it, why not put a solar panel over there? First, it will save the your bill, energy bill, because it's very much cheaper. Second, you will not put extra load on the grid because the demand will be there, and you can do the in-house consumptions with your solar panel. And third, somewhere down the line, if you see, if you're taking your power from the solar, somewhere in India, a coal will be less burnt over there. So you are taking the power from in-house from your solar rooftop. So these kind of ideas has come into the picture, and people has trying to find a solution to grow it up. Currently, if you see some stories in the case of your carbon credit, some of the companies are using more renewable energy, some are using less. You can use those extra your credits, you can sell this off to the other company. But yes, you can also fulfill your criteria for the renewable energy, usage of renewable energy, and you can earn money out of it. So again, as I said, find a problem, try to get a solution, make it scalable. That's a change in the thought process which I can see the currently our generation is having, that yes, I have to do commit some kind of a startup, because they are easy to find out the problems in our society, and they are ready to build some kind of solution on top of that.
So it's really, really nice to hear from you because you have touched on the topics which are a present day discussion.
Yeah.
Talking about diesel cars being shifting to CNG, I think the government has been involved in this matter, and now they've been putting up a ban on the usage of more amount of diesel cars, or they're reducing the number of cars on it, introducing electronic vehicles, or specifically focusing on CNG. Plus, a very important factor that we have been talking about is the problems that we are facing in the household, in the kitchens, right? So that's the energy consumption that comes from, and yes, of course, how the waste segregation is done. So talking about waste segregation, I think that's a really important topic to discuss on, as you were talking about the different bins, which specifically needs to be highlighting. Could you please a little highlight on the different colors that we have for the bins, and how do we segregate the waste on the basis of the same?
Okay, so generally, the the four types of, if you see, the three are generally kept in the hospitals. Everybody have seen that one, and the fourth one is the most important one. Currently, it's the one which needs to be addressed more, because people are not that much knowledgeable about the e-waste, like
Correct.
your headphones, the wire gets cut up, or a USB cable just cut up, you have to throw it up. Yes, it's a e-waste. It's a e-waste. There is something attached into it. You have to dispose it very carefully. Okay, people simply, I have seen that, okay, the battery is not working because every battery has a life. Just simply throw it off. No, it can blast. It still has some life into it. There is a process. If you go to any of your mobile company, the repair center and everyone, they always had a e-waste dustbin over there. They might be having only a dry waste dustbin, not the wet and the sanitary one, but a e-waste dustbin is a must, because you cannot dispose your old mobiles, your old batteries, and even a wire per se. Leave apart their mobiles or the batteries. Even a wire, it cannot be considered a simple dry waste. It has to be thrown in a e-waste dustbin. It has to be composed properly, so that you can get rid. It should not harm our environment in the future. Otherwise, it is unnecessary. Regarding our three, the in our house, if you see, the dry waste is the one which is, जिसको आप हिंदी में बोलते हैं एकदम सूखा वाला, like you are throwing away your ब्रेड का प्लास्टिक कवर एंड योर ऑल द छोटा मोटा आपका जो रोज का सामान होता है. द वेट वेस्ट इज द वन विच स्टिल कंटेन सम लिक्विड, लाइक योर जूस, like your cold drinks, all that come into that one. And the sanitary waste, it's related to more towards the you can say biological things. And the medical waste, you go to the, maybe generally in the household, you will not have a special dustbin for the sanitary waste, because but still, to do the waste, like the cotons and your syringes, injections, you need that kind of a segregation. You cannot simply throw in a dry waste. It is harmful, because the processing of all these three or four kind of a waste is totally different. It's totally different, and it's our responsibility. Though at the time of decomposing or doing the processing of these waste, they segregate, but still, I will say it's our responsibility. If we can get it segregated 90% from our side, we are doing the best from our side to the nature, right? It's not that we can leave it to the, आम भाषा में बोलते हैं ना कि वो तो डिकम्पोजिशन से पहले वो लोग चेक करते ही हैं. No, please do not give your responsibility to others.
Correct.
You have to do it of your own. Don't leave it for someone to do it on behalf of you. कोई तो कर ही लेगा. So a change in the thought process, in the mind, is required, so that we can do it ourselves. We make it in our DNA or inherent that yes, we have to do it. It should become a part of our life. Acceptance. That's it.
Very rightly
That's
said, sir. I really appreciate that you have mentioned these things, which is actually a real world problem. And yes, a real world problem requires a real world solution. Segregation of waste should begin from home. We have another countries. In Japan, you have a segregation dustbins, bins that you have at home itself. They have separated bins. So it's a human practice that you actually have it from the home itself. That I am purposely been keeping the bins at my home in a segregated way, and that becomes a kind of an habit for me. And it's not
right.
just at home that I'm practicing. When the bins are being collected, they also need to be collected in a very segregated form, which usually many of the
Exactly.
times are not been taking place. So that awareness needs to be there among the people. It's really important to touch on this cause, especially the e-waste. Most of the children, many of the times we have been actually using number of technologies or gadgets at home, but we do not know how to discard them. Once it is
Exactly.
getting old, it's got weared off, we do not know how to discard it off. And that's not been taught. It's not a curriculum, it's not a thing that has been introduced in the schools also as a part, that how to disintegrate the e-waste. So it's very important topic or as a point of a discussion, and we need to reach out to this so that the government can bring out the solutions to it. But yes, of course, before that, an individual approach is required.
Yes.
So we as an individuals, as you very correctly said, that it's basically an individual. It's a conscious
It's a conscious,
initiative.
your own
Yes.
consciousness.
So it is something that we need to take part in, and conscious bit can add up more to a change rather than just blaming it to the others, or possibly the best thing that we can do is blame it to the government. So before that, I think that's a conscious effort that begins from home, and
Exactly.
that is what we need to bring change. So it's a very beautifully highlighted, and that's the most important thing. Beginning with the first step, I think we can talk about is the waste segregation itself. Sir, you introduced and mentioned about the entrepreneurship, talking about identifying a problem, which is a very important thing. And when we talk about the future possibilities, talking about the problem of pollution, living and staying around in Delhi, it's a major issue during the time of November, October, November, and this becomes a kind of a breakthrough for people to actually travel to breathe in. So pollution or basically energy related problems, and yes, bringing out a career in it, entrepreneurship skills or bringing up startups. I think we need to encourage more startups in this field, so possibly everybody can be a part, join, and be a bit to bring up a change. That not just basically been focusing on just bringing up a change at individual level, but yes, of course, there are a number of startups that are also been coming over, which are probably providing this initiative and a change. But talking about the first thing, we talk about the government here. So, sir, could you please highlight a little how the government is contributing to this cause? Are there some schemes we introduce, or how they are contributing to bring out a change in this regard, sir?
Yes, government is doing very much from their side, I will say that. And they have introduced the schemes in every field. In every field. I will touch upon some of them. The first one I will say that the Pradhan Mantri Kusum Yojana. Okay. Most of us must not be knowing about this one because this is related to the agriculture sector, that people are having their agriculture fields, they need the power over there. So government is providing subsidy if you use the solar or any of the renewable energy over there. The government is providing subsidy from their end. They need water, right? They are using the motors and everything, the diesel generators they are using. But if you go towards renewable energy in the field of agriculture, the PM Kusum Yojana comes into the factor. The government is providing from their end that yes, you can take the subsidy and you can use the solar pumps. You can use it for your irrigation purposes or whatever it is for your for the purposes in the field of agriculture. But the current problem which is facing, yes, I think it's more about the education, that yes, and to change the patriarchy, that yes, I have to change from my standard a, a submersible pump or a tulu pump to a solar pump, that yes, I have to change it from that one. Okay, it will take time. It will take time with the education or with the word of mouth, you can say marketing, but it will certainly come. It is picking up, and going forward, I will say slowly and steadily, the people are going to shift on that one. That yes, I have to take some kind of a solar pump, and yes, once I am going to implement that one, I know that I don't have that much of a funds at my end, so I am going to take the subsidies from the government itself. So this is one of the scheme which I talked in the brief. The second is your solar roof. In this, if you have a go down, you have a house, you have a roof, you simply install a solar panel over there, and government is going to give you the subsidy up to 40% on that one. Government is providing that much of a you can say helping hand from their side, that yes, and it is easily maintainable. You have to just clean the panels. It's not that you need somebody else, that okay, somebody has to do some kind of a maintenance, nothing like that. It can be easily maintainable, and you can put a solar rooftop. Simple, you can use those power, you can send those power to the grid, for the back to the grid, and you can get the subsidy in your electricity bill. And government always provide the model that yes, you will, while using these solar panels and everything, if you can see, this is one of the good example. You can attach it to the battery, you can save the power, and once you simply plug it back to the grid, you can see that your electricity will be changed, and the modeling is such that once you install this panel, it's going to run for another 20, 25, 30 years. Nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen on that one. So it's a one-time investment, and you are going to reap the benefit. I will say again, reap the benefit lifelong on that one. So this is one of the other example where government is doing from their end. Then comes the government is giving you the startup mission. Startup mission is that if you are going to make some kind of a startup, government is providing the tax benefits. Okay, government is providing the initial loan facilities. Yes, I am going to work towards a renewable energy. I don't have that much of a capital with me. Government is giving you a helping hand. Okay, we are going to invest along with you. What's the proposal? And once you are started, and if you see, more and more people are coming in manufacturing in India. Otherwise, earlier we were called as more towards the trading or a assembly, where the people simply throw the material and we do the assembly. But nowadays, people are more into the manufacturing. We are manufacturing our panels, PV solar cells, over here in India itself. Earlier, that was not the case. And it all comes through the startup India missions, because it's not a small industry. It's not that only you have to make only 2 panels, 10 panels. It's a continuous production. So you need a good amount of capital, and government is investing on that aspect to the industrialist. Okay, we are giving you performance linked incentive, PLIs over there. Okay, you work, if you can deliver this much of a PV cells panels over there. Okay, this much incentive the government is going to provide. So they are it's a partnership like that, where a private industry is there and the government is giving the incentives. Okay, you thrive and invest, we are going to invest to simply make it good. Otherwise, it's not like that. Again, the processes are there, everything is there, but yes, government wants to make it fast. It should not be that okay, the one man army is there, that the government is doing all the work for the community. But yes, by doing this startup mission India, government is generating employment also. So all the things are linked over here. If you see the government schemes, one of the government schemes is the green bonds. They are launching the green bonds. You are getting some kind of interest on that one. It's a secure bonds. So industrialists are raising those bonds. They get the capital from the normal people like you and me, who are simply salaried persons like that. Not the industrialists, not the entrepreneurs. आप वहाँ पे अपना पैसा लगाइए, आपको 5 साल के लिए, 10 साल के लिए, your money will be blocked and you will get a guaranteed amount of money from there. And those bonds will only be used only for getting invested into the renewable energy, the clean energy. So government is promoting from different schemes and funding like that. Government has put a target on the carbon neutrality, that yes, I am going to use those much of a carbon, and besides that, I am going to use the renewable energy. So if you exceeds that one, there is a penalty. And if you come across within the carbon limits, you can sell off your carbon credits, you get the incentive on that one. It's as simple as that. So government is making sure that slowly and steadily it should come into the mind of the people that yes, this is the future. If you see our first slide, it's the one word is mentioned. It is imperative. It is a necessity, and it is going to sustain for the next decades, not decade, decades. Okay, so the government is trying from their end on the different schemes like that. Divya.
Yes, sir. So as we discussed about the government funding that has been provided, there are a number of startups that have come up that have been actually talking about this, and I think that's the support from the government, which is very important, because if the government is not been adding up the funds to it, like nobody's going to take up the initiative. So I would like to add up and highlight a few startups and which possibly can add up more value to the renewable sector. So I can highlight a little bit more about it. I'm just sharing a few.
Yeah. Okay, means these are, I think, uh, this cannot be covered on a single page for me. If you see, this is, I just want to make audience aware of that one. This is this is only a number, nine numbers which are mentioned over there. Okay, it can be more than 9,000. Okay, so like renew power, it's the first one which started in the, it's an industry which is in the wind and the solar. It's the biggest IPP at the moment. The last one, if you see, the fourth energy partner, it's it's a startup. It's a platform which is backed by the foreign funding, and they have starting it up and coming up with the into the renewable energies, the solar, wind, the hybrid, everything. Arthur Energy, they are more towards the electric mobility. They are making EV scooties. They are taking out the concept of having the scooties and the bikes which are driven by your petrol. And now the people are thriving towards EV scooters. Then comes your carbon clean solutions. They focuses more towards the capture the carbon technology, what kind of carbon credits you can generate, how to sell it off, and everything comes into the picture. Husk power system, again, they work into the rural electrification by using the hybrid mode, by using the biomass and the solar, because in the villages you are still thriving upon the biomasses and the solar energy. You can easily use that one. You can generate electricity, you can electrify your own village, and you can sell it off. There are examples, many much examples in the villages in Gujarat, where it's 100% electrified, and they are selling power. They are earning money also, and they are uh, consuming the power from their own development of the solar and the biomass, and they are selling it to the government also. So it's not only sustainable, but they are creating the business model that yes, I'm going to earn money out of it also. So they first find the problem. The problem is you don't have the electricity. The solution is yes, I need to survive also. First, I need my demand, and then I'm selling it off to the government itself. So these are just of the, just again, these are some of them, not some of them. This is very very, very few, just for the introductory purpose. But
Correct.
yes, it's much more than bigger than we can think of. We can think.
So the idea itself is to just appreciate the startup initiatives that have been taking place,
Yeah,
and to the audience to know that exactly, yes, there are wide variations that have been going on, and people are really participating to bring up a change. And I think we can be the next. So that's the motivation for the children to know that a lot has been going up in the sector, and I think we should be the contributors next and bring out something that is way different from what the people are already been doing.
yeah.
For before moving on to the further question that I would like to ask, so you mentioned about the carbon credit here. So could you please highlight a little and for the audience to know what exactly does carbon credit refers to? What exactly is carbon credit? Can you please a little explain more about it?
Okay, so I will not go too technical. I will try to make it in a layman's language, because I think students are there. So to make them understand, I will make it very simple for them in a very layman language. आपको गवर्नमेंट ने एक बेस लाइन दिया है कि आपको इतना रिन्यूएबल पावर एनर्जी यूज करना है. आप कोल से नहीं ले सकते, आपको अपने आप से इतना आपको रिन्यूएबल पावर लेना है। ओके, वंस यू आर यूजिंग दैट पावर, ओके, तो आप अगर गवर्नमेंट का सेट किया हुआ आपको जितना है उससे ऊपर यूज करते हैं, मीन्स यू आर यूजिंग द नॉर्मल थर्मल पावर लेसर देन दैट, दिस मीन्स यू आर प्रोटेक्टिंग द मच मोर एनवायरमेंट जितना गवर्नमेंट आपसे एंटिसिपेट करती है, राइट। इन lieu of that one, you are getting the carbon credits from the government. Yes, I am using more of a renewable energy, so I will get credit for that one. Those credit you can sell it off in the market to any other industry also. आपको कि हाँ कहीं पे किसी दूसरी इंडस्ट्री ने हो सकता है यूज ना किया हो, उसका बेस लाइन से कम पड़ रहा हो, दे कैन बाय इट ऑफ। ओके, आप मेरे को अपना कार्बन कार्बन क्रेडिट दे दीजिए, इन lieu of that I will give the, so there is an amount attached to it, and you, and it is traded uh, by the government. They define that what should be the price and everything, and you can give the money to that industry where somebody has used more of a renewable energy. So in layman structure, if you see, कार्बन क्रेडिट्स वो हैं कि अगर आप ज़्यादा रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी यूज करते हैं तो गवर्नमेंट गिव इंसेंटिव टू यू दैट यस यू कैन, इट्स मोर लाइक, अगर मैं बच्चों को समझाऊं तो जैसे आप फ्लाइट में जाते हैं या होटल्स में रुकते हैं, यू गेट, और द क्रेडिट कार्ड यूज करते हैं, you will get the points attached to it, right? The more the credit card you will use, you will get the you will get the points, and you can encash those points, right? You will get a gift, you will get a cashback, whatever it
That's
is, right? This is the same philosophy over here, that yes, you use it more, you will get the credit of it, and you can encash it. Okay, so there is a proper, you can say, process it, and there is a proper policies is behind this carbon credit. So once you can read, you can learn more about it, but this is the concept. It's more about जितना ज़्यादा आप credit card use करेंगे उतना ज़्यादा, it's not like you're spending over here, that's the difference. Don't think me credit card के अंदर you have to spend the money, it's not like that. Here you have to use more of a renewable energy, it's not like you're spending more on the credit card, but yes, you
really
will get
nice.
the credit if you are using more of a renewable energy. It's like
I
that.
think people, sir, need to know this thing, that this has actually been existent, because it's not been widely been talked about the carbon credits, and that is why purposely I'm like highlighting this topic here for the audience to know that yes, carbon credits exist, and yes, it's an initiative where we can contribute more to the environment, and we're getting credits for it. So
Exactly.
possibly most people are not being aware about it, and I think if people are more being loud and clear about this thing, they will be actually doing more bit towards conservation of the resources and environment
Oh,
policies.
definitely. It's more about the learning. Again, two things, Divya.
Yes, sir.
First is it has to come in your conscious, and the second is the learning how to implement it. Once it's done, it will take out 90% of your problem. That one.
Very rightly said, sir. I really agree on this one. So, talking about the world impact. So, before I proceed further, we have a question from the audience I would like to take in between, because it's regarding the
Yeah.
waste segregation. So, Garvit has been asking, considering the complexities of waste segregation in urban areas, how can we leverage technology to improve the waste management efficiencies?
Okay. So, how can we leverage technology again? So, go with, for me, the problem statement is the first line, the complexity in the waste segregation, and the solution is that we need to leverage the technology out of here, right? So, okay, I will give you a simple technology over here. See, generally, अगर आप लेमन वाला हमारा आप देखेंगे स्टैंडर्ड, हम ड्राई और वेस्ट को अगर सेग्रीगेट करते हैं, बहुत छोटा सा कंसेप्ट है, कोई इंजीनियरिंग नहीं लगता उसके अंदर। जो जो वेट वाला आपका डस्टबिन होता है उसको हमेशा उल्टा करके देखते हैं, अगर वो पानी निकल गया है उसके अंदर से, दिस मींस इट्स स्टिल वेट ऑन दैट वन, राइट? सो देयर इज अ टेक्नोलॉजी बिहाइंड इट, मतलब एक नॉर्मल सी चीज है, बट यस, हाउ कैन वी लेवरेज टेक्नोलॉजी? Gor, the people are developing the technologies on that one to improve the waste management. If you go to the any of the waste management plant, how they segregate with the different kind of technologies, there might be a magnets attached to it, okay, just to take some kind of the e-waste over there. There might be some kind of a charge over there so that the e-waste again come out of it. There might be a fan attached to it, okay, the very dry thing can simply blow away and it can go to the some other dustbin over there. There are different kind of methodologies. The technology is there. It's improving day by day, Gavit. If you see, earlier we used to process X metric ton a day. Currently, it becomes X multiplied by 1.5 or 1.7. How come? It's not because you are increasing the waste. No, you are increasing the technology. Yes, that I segregate it much faster and I can improve my efficiencies. Earlier, the efficiencies on these plants which were running was close to maybe 20-25%. Now it's gone much more than it's more than 50%, 70%. It's going towards that one. So the technology is leveraging over there, and and it's a continuous improvement. It's not that today what you are having. I okay again technology. Are you going to use the same phone which you are using in 2006? Those big phones and everything, जो बिल्कुल सिर पे मार दो तो आदमी बिल्कुल राइट करेंगे बात उससे नहीं करेंगे. It is the improvement. It's a continuous improvement. So leveraging technology is must, and it's a continuous improvement program. It's not that today I have developed something and it's the end of the world. No, the problem still remains the same, that I have to do the waste. I have to do the waste management, and the solution is that I have to increase the efficiency. How I can do? I can leverage on that technology. Right, Kavi?
Right, said sir. Very nicely portrayed, sir. And Gavit, I think sir has answered your question. Moving further, sir, as we were talking about the world impact, so we are talking about, yes, Garvit had posted the question, so he has conveyed a thank you for answering his query. So as very rightly Garvit also portrayed here, that the segregation of waste is one of the problems, and we need a technology to it. Furthermore, it's basically talking about each of the sectors in the renewable sector that we have in renewable resources sector. That possibly we are talking about a bigger shift. We're talking about a world impact. So when we talk about the world impact, what are the smarter ideas that has been required for monitoring to help save the environment? So we need to look out some alternatives, like we are talking about technology here for waste segregation. What are the smarter alternatives that we as an individual or maybe as a country can think of, or something that can come as a solution for future sources of energy?
Okay. So again, it comes to the innovation. I again to the audience. I will start from my day-to-day ideas on that stuff. Earlier, we have a simple lamp in our houses, right? Then the CFL has come. Then the LED bulb has come. Earlier, वो एक छोटा सा हम 100 वाट का बल्ब लगाते थे. आज की डेट में it is 10 watt. It is 1/10 of the bulb which we are used to plug in our house. But the power is more. The lumen is more, right? With a lesser power, the 10 watt. It's 1/10, but the lumen is more. You want that LED bulb. Why? This is innovation. This is innovation. हमें छोटी छोटी चीजों के अंदर ही ढूंढना है उस चीज को. And if you see in terms of innovation in this renewable energy, I will give you the example. Earlier we used to, when the government used to provide the subsidies and everything, all the companies are not innovating that much. Okay, it is running like that. Same panels आ रहे थे, same wind turbines बन रही थी, सब कुछ हो रहा था. But once government said, yes, you have to sustain of your own now, bro, and they challenged the industry. Suddenly we have seen, earlier we used to get 1.5 megawatt turbine. In 2015, it was 1.5 megawatt, 1.7 megawatt, or 1 megawatt turbine. And now in 2024-25, we are having 5 megawatt, 6 megawatt turbines in India itself. Earlier, the tower रहता है, the hub height was 70 meter, 80 meter. People are now seeing 160 meter, 180 meter, something like that. This is innovation, that yes, how I need to improve, because I cannot strive on the same technology which was 10 years back is going to be implemented. I have to change that one. I have to make it more scalable because demand is increasing. Demand is increasing. It's not that the land is same. If I'm going to plug into those panels and those turbines over there, the generation will not be that much. The land is consuming, the population is increasing. What can I do? I have to make sure कि एक ही पोर्शन से इतना आ जाए मेरे पास जनरेशन की वो बाकी सबको कवर कर ले. So innovations like that comes into picture that yes, I have to solve that problem. Then comes the problem that everything has to be imported. Then the government comes into the picture. No, we will make solutions over here. Again, it's linked up with the previous slide that I will government is investing in that. They are making okay. आप मेक इन इंडिया में काम करिए, आप लोकल सॉल्यूशंस आप प्रोवाइड करिए, आप चिप इंडस्ट्री में डेवलप कीजिए. वी हैव सीन दैट द ड्यूरिंग द कोविड the the semiconductor, the chips has gone for a toss. The deliveries becomes too long at that time. Now government is promoting like anything. Please, आप यहाँ पे invest करिए, आप बनाइए. So we comes into the manufacturing over there in terms of your chips manufacturing, the PV panels, the solar panels. We are making it over here now. Earlier we used to import it from the China or from Europe, but now we are making it from India, and not with the one company. N number of companies are there. N number of companies are there. You have a choice. You can negotiate. So these kind of local solutions are provided, and not even it's we are fulfilling our demand. We are exporting it back, and we are solving their problems also. We are manufacturing the turbines, the panels over here, and we are exporting it to Europe, America, and Australia. We are doing it. We are doing it because our demand, our growth has scaled up. Government has put the initiative, and now we are doing the export. So these kind of things, if you see innovations, so that's why I'm saying that means I'm not going too deep into that one. I'm saying if we see the demand will increase, so as the saving has to be increased. So has the saving has to be increased, right? We have to see into our day-to-day course itself in the innovation. And the best example is your light bulb. आप सब यूज करते हैं आज की डेट में. ये इनोवेशन है. With a lesser wattage, you are getting the more limit. So these innovations of this microgrids now, if you see the grids are getting more and more intelligent, they can detect how much the power is drawn up, what can be the load. Failure rates are becoming negligible. I don't know. There's our Navratan PGCIL who provides the grid across India. The availability is more than 99.5. Hardly a failure because they can monitor it much faster, much better. They can predict. They can predict what kind of a maintenance they required after 6 months, 9 months, and they can do a schedule maintenance and breakdown can be reduced. So these kind of innovations, having the smart and the implementing the technology into the grids and everything. If you see our electric meter, nobody comes to you at your house to take the unit now. It's all linked up. You can see it on the app. The discom company can take it from sitting at their office itself. Can you think of these things 10 years prior? People used to come and note down the noting over there, and then after they go and the bill will be generated. Nowadays. So these kind of innovations, it's come up on a daily basis. It's happening. It's happening. So all those things, Divya, the purpose of chatting and purpose of discussing on that one. If you see, they all are not a segregated thing. The innovation, the startup, the entrepreneurship, it's all linked up. It's a circle in one of the case, right? One of the things is linked up that yes, people are thinking that direction, innovation will come. There is a problem, I have to find a solution. somebody needs to invest, government India comes into the picture. So it's all linked up, and you go on that one, and then the scalability comes into the factor.
Very nice, sir. So Mr. Gupta, as you mentioned here about the transformation of the computers that we have at our homes, that now it has been digitalizing. Now it is the technology is taking over all these things,
Yeah.
and we're talking about the urban inventions here, innovations that we're talking about. So the very first thing that you mentioned about the smart microgrids, as an audience, like not from the same sector of renewable energy sector that we have been having, can you please highlight a little about what exactly is microgrids, because the people would like to know the the microgrid refers to here.
Okay, what microgrids refers to here? Okay, so okay, so how do we explain? Okay, so the like I will say. Okay, hello,
Yes,
am
sir.
I audible?
Yes,
Am
yes,
I
sir.
audible?
You're audible.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
sir, you're audible.
So if you see, okay, so what microgrid? It's a local grid, uh, Divya. Okay, which is connected. Okay, over your house, it goes to a central station. Then this grid is connected to the main PGCIL or anybody's grid over there. Okay, it's not that a single wire is going through. So okay, you have shown in this one. Okay, so from the homes with the controller, if you see, generally every society has a demand attached to it. Okay, so what microgrids comes into the picture, what the controller used to comes into the picture earlier. If you see, आप आपने शायद सुना होगा, ट्रांसफॉर्मर फूक गया, लोड बढ़ गया, ऐसे ही बोलते थे सबके सब। तो आता था कोई सही करने के लिए। आज की डेट में वाई द फेलियर रेट इज लेस, बिकॉज the controller can predict, yes, the demand is increasing or the demand is decreasing. So I have to work in accordance to that load which is required. Otherwise earlier what used to happen, आपका लोड बढ़ता जा रहा है और पता चलता था कि ट्रांसफॉर्मर आपका फट गया, बिकॉज nobody is controlling that aspect, that yes, how to control because load is increasing. Nowadays these controllers are fitted into the grid system, that yes, they will control the power and they will avoid any kind of failure. And on top of that, they will predict that what maintenance is required at the end, maybe 3 months, 6 months, or which part is coming to the end of the life, you have to change. They keep on raising the warnings as well as alarms. Secondly, in case of any, let's say, misfortune happens, accident happens, can happen, they can detect where it has come from. They can find the root cause immediately. So people need not to thrive in all those directions. They can find it very easily, that where it has been happened and how to control it. The only thing which it has a sort of a drawback, which generally companies are trying to control now. The people try to attack. It's like a cyber attack on these grids are happening. That people try to control this one, because again it's a chip-based system or a software-based system. So people are, the problem comes that nobody should take it over. Otherwise, they can control the power and the load of your whole country or a segment, something like that. So you need to secure this one by having a proper cyber security, or antivirus or anti-malware system should be there, so that nobody can take it over and it can be controlled for the intent which is used to be from the controller is there. So this is a purpose of the microgrid, in a very layman language, not too technical but layman language.
So as you mentioned about installation of antivirus and malware systems that need to be incorporated, this is really beautifully you portrayed about the transmission of electricity that is going onto the houses. So a transmitter was supposed to be the one that was outbursted a number of times, and the whole area, it was basically shut down with electricity. So that has reduced over the period of time. And yes, now I don't think many of the people have been thinking that why it has reduced down, because the people from that sector are not coming forward and talking about it, that how over the period of time this has actually changed and why it is changing. So it's really beautifully mentioned by you here, and I think it's really noteworthy for the people also, that how the transmission of electricity and this microgrid system has actually simplified the overall process. So it's very nicely mentioned. So really thank you for this one. So, as you already mentioned about the urban innovations, we discussed about the microgrids. Could you talk about, sir, IoT further? IoT is talking about the Internet of Things. Now, that's the need of an hour today, and
Yes.
everybody is talking about IoT, but not many people know exactly what is the IoT procedure. So, could you, sir, highlight a little more about the IoT, and especially for the youth here who really want to know that how this has been entering into the renewable sector?
Okay. So IoT, as you say, Internet of Things. It's so okay. It's a devices with, you can say, software, or maybe technology, or the sensors data which can connect, and they can exchange the data. Okay, they can exchange the data with other devices over the internet. I will say a simple thing like, now you have a app in your mobile, and you can see the current reading of your meter, right? You can see that. Not only for this one, you can see for your LPG, you can see for your water also, right? How does it happen? How does this happen? Earlier you have to go to see that one. Now you can see right now that, okay, it's using, and if you are out of your house, it has to be closed down, so no power to be used. You can see that yes, it's not running, it's zero, absolutely. Nobody's. What is this? This is IoT. Is just a word, okay, which define that, okay, uh, you can say that how we are connected through technology, the different devices, and communicate to each other. Okay, it's okay, it's a full form is something like that, Internet of Things. But if you see into our day-to-day technology, all those things are linked by your data exchange. And you're like your cab, simple cab. Earlier you used to go to the अपना काली पीली वाला टैक्सी बुक करना पड़ता था, remember, and you have to go to the roads, and you have to do the हाथ रोक के whether it's empty or not. Same with the auto wala. Do you really think our this generation will understand that process? No. Or do you really think our that generation will understand कि ऐसा कुछ चीज आएगा कि yes, somebody can say I am standing over here, send me the car, and you can see 10 cars can come, and you can easily book, and somebody will come and will pick you up. This is your Internet of Things, this is your IoT, this is the innovation, which is, it's nothing but you're attached with the internet, you communicate with each and everything. And same is happening in your renewable, same thing is happening in your renewable. Okay, currently we, earlier means now, in today's world, we can predict what kind of wind will be there. I'm just giving you one example. Earlier we can't predict, हवा कब चलेगी पता नहीं, विंड टर्बाइन लगा हुआ है, आएगी तो चल पड़ेगी और पावर जनरेट हो जाएगी. बट टुडे आई नो कि अभी विंड चलेगी और अभी इतना इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बनेगी. देयर इज अ पेनल्टी अटैच्ड टू इट. आई हैव टू फोरकास्ट, यस, it will come, this much units will come in this much time now, and I know that the wind is going to blow over there, and the same data is go to the grid, to everyone, yes, कि आप इतना लोड ले सकते हैं, इतना जनरेशन यहाँ से आ जाएगा, because we have forecasted that much, and they can take the demand easily from there. So same way, if you see, you have plugged in over like smart homes. Most of the uh, audience might be living in the societies. Somebody will come just, and you will get to the app that yes, somebody is waiting for you. You have to approve and disapprove. This is simple, your smart home, right? That yes, you will get. Earlier you have to have a long lines into the airport. Now the DG Yatra has come. You go, show your face, all that data transmitted, simply you walk off within 2 minutes into the airport. Earlier you have to stand maybe half an hour in the lines to queue that yes, I will get sorted out. But now you simply go in that one and gone through in the. So these are the kind of Divya, that IoT again. It's a work, but it's into your day to day applications, the usages. You can track each and the things which can communicate over the internet. The day and day, it's you are making the things more, implementing more and more technology into it, right? Making more and more your life easier, safer on that aspect. You can track somebody of your house is going on. You have worried whether they have reached or not. You can track actually that yes, whether the vehicle is moving, yes or no. You can track that, right? So it gives a bit of sense of, you can say, easiness, that yes, I can track that one. And so these things, IoT is, Divya, is it's in everyday's life, not in the renewable person. So, but yes, in everyday's life, day to day things, it's getting done.
Yes, sir. So it's basically converting up normal technology into a smarter technology. It's
Exactly.
basically providing a smarter farming practices, making you as a smarter home and a smarter individual, of course, because it's simplifying work.
Yeah.
So it's monitoring and it's collecting data, making things much simpler. So we have one of the examples like Alexa, or specifically our applications with series are possibly our voice generated ones. They have been catching up the words and been giving up a solution in a second, just by
Immediately.
merely speaking about it. So we are not typing
Yes.
anything also here. So the
Yeah.
IoT is everywhere. Even today, we have been digitalizing IT in the cars also. So even in the transport, we have the IoT accessorizing a lot of things and making quite easier. And yes, of course, it all squares down to one thing, that is simplifying the human life. So
हमको
IoT is
नॉर्मल
taking over.
रास्ता भी पता है, लेकिन still we use the Google Maps
Yes, true, sir. Very
because
true.
it
Because it
becomes
is
a part of
making
our
it.
life. It becomes a
Yeah.
part of our life, right? So it's as simple as that. So it's for make your things more easier,
Hmm.
comfortable, and things are getting implemented.
Right, sir. So I would like to mention before we're moving on to the further topic, there are a lot of questions been pouring in,
Yeah,
and
please.
yes, of course, we're going to take most of them in the end. But a few of the comments have been coming in between, so I would like to. Thought to show you before we further proceed, because IoT is one of the topics that's it's a hot topic. Everybody
Oh,
can associate and relate to it, because in
what
every aspect, a smartwatch or a smartphone or electricity, and for that matter, in my home, I can just be speaking loud to Alexa and just switching on my air condition, or for that matter my appliances, everything has been connected in today's time. So there's one of the comments here from the audience talking
that's
about,
very good. Cool. Yes, it's a
yeah,
very
my
good one
colleague
that.
had IoT for smart garden. He had sensors for the plants to see how much water is needed and when, and automated that and give notifications on the mobile.
Comes
So
in.
that's IoT in today's world. And of course it's important also because it is streamlining the renewable sources. We are actually reducing our wastage with this. So it's
Yeah,
very
exactly.
important as to incorporate in our lives, streamlining a lot of things. Okay, so another one is coming, that I think the government should give more subsidies for the solar projects. So what are your views on this?
Okay. Ish, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, if you give एक बच्चे को ज्यादा प्यार करोगे तो दूसरे बच्चे नाराज हो जाएंगे, right? So in a layman language, so I think yes, subsidy is still there, but and it's sustainable currently, ish, for me. And we are innovating, we are doing R&Ds, that how earlier uh, we used to generate a very less power when on the solar panel it comes the PV cells. But nowadays you can generate more electricity because government has taken out the subsidies. Somebody has to put the money onto it. That yes, how can we generate more? Because सूरज तो उतना ही रोशनी देगा जो पहले दे रहा था, right? So if you put more subsidy, for me, आप lay back attitude में चल जाते हैं, that yes, no need to go towards the R&D, no need to innovate. I'm still sustaining, right? But once you take out that extra effort from that one, that subsidy, then you will put more efforts. No, I have to live, I have to sustain, right? Then you will think twice that yes, how should I go about it? and you will think much faster and much better. If you see, there is a line: necessity is the mother of all innovations, right? This is what, if you give the subsidy, you will not innovate. You will not innovate.
Rightly said, sir. So another one. Let's take one question before we further proceed. Okay. How does the combination of AI and IoT lead to self-learning energy systems that can predict demand and optimize energy flows?
Oh, okay, very good question, I will say, Anshika. Yes, how does the combination of AI and IoT lead to energy systems that can predict demand and optimize? Yes. So currently, I will say, Anshika, it's going on. It's going on. Okay, you have a pattern. So currently, if you see, by using the AI and the IoT, we are finding the pattern in a particular society or a community, that yes, what kind of demand is there. I will again, for the audience purpose, I will break it up and I will give in the layman's language. अगर आप गूगल मैप खोलेंगे, आपको वो छोटा सा दिखाएगा, 8 to 9 खाली रहता है, 9 बजे के बाद द रश विल इंक्रीज, 10 o'clock द रश विल इंक्रीज टू मच, एंड आफ्टर दैट इट विल कम डाउन, रश नहीं रहेगा 4 बजे तक इस हाईवे पे, 5 बजे के बाद हाईवे पे. व्हाट इज दिस? This is a combination of AI and IoT, that yes, we have predicted that one, yes, with the help of AI and with the technology that it's transferred through the your internet, that yes, you have get the pattern, that yes, at what time I should leave, what should I not leave. The same is happening in the terms of your energy also. You can see, I can see that in the winters, the demand at 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock will be on the higher side, that yes, because people are using geysers and everything, and the demand in the night, again, people are using heaters, it will go. Same with the summers, the demand during the 11 till the 5, the AC will be on. I need much more power at that time. So it's a combination of both the things, that yes, they predict at that time. If you see in the newspaper also, it comes that the daily is asking for this much gigawatt of a power on a daily basis. It's a record breaking. But how they able to sustain on that one? Do you think they come to know on the very same day? No, they have already predicted maybe months before, that yes, this much power the Delhi is going to need in this hour, in the month of summer, in June. Yes, it is required. So they have prepared themselves on that one. Okay, and they have optimized our energies accordingly. Currently, they have predicted that the rain is going on. Of course, you're not going to use that much of a AC. You're not going to use that much of a geyser also. So currently they know that the demand over here in this sector will not be that much. And this is a pattern we are following from the last maybe 10 years, 20 years, right? Same climate, everything. We are following the same thing from the last 20 years. This is what they are predicting through the AI, and they are transmitting, and basis that one. If there is some kind of a changes, yes, let's say now in another 10 days the festival will start up, right? So they already know that once the festival will be on, you need much more energy at that time. So they already have given to the back station that yes, I need additional 10% during the duration, let's say from 15th August to from 30th August. I will be consuming that much. I'm 100% sure about that one. So in this way, the technology and the AI is working hand in hand. What is your demand and what is your supply? I hope I have able to answer your question, Anshika.
Very nicely said, sir. I think that your level of experience and expertise is coming out of words, sir. And I think it's really important for us to connect the dots, knowing about the technology and how innovation has been taking over. So, regards from Anshika. Thank you so much, sir. Got it.
Thanks.
So, for one more question, sir, let's take it because it's related to again IoT. Before we further move on to the next part of the session, what are some data privacy or cybersecurity concerns when using IoT in renewable energy sector?
Oh, data privacy or cybersecurity is somebody hacks your phone. You have seen currently, I think, again, रोज ही दिखता है, कहीं ना कहीं किसी ना किसी फेसबुक पे आ जाता है कि मेरे को पैसे की जरूरत है, एंड सडनली यू बिकम कंसर्न, अरे ये तो अच्छा खासा आदमी था, इसको पैसे की, एंड यू कॉल हिम and then you will get the message, no, somebody has hacked my. What is this? This is breaching your data privacy, right? So the same thing can happen in the renewable energy also. Somebody simply hacks the system, and let's say it's your December in Delhi, where you need your heaters and everything, and somebody has changed the software and simply predict you don't need a demand over here, everything is fine, it's a normal thing. What will happen? People are going to use open the your geysers or the heaters, everything, but the demand is not so much. Either there will be a breakdown, the power will go away, or there will be load shedding, you will get the very low voltage, or there will be a blast earlier which we used to get the transformer fug gaya, ye ho gaya. These are the sort of concerns are there. Somebody can change your software on that one and shift the altogether the algorithm which you are working on. What will you do? Cyber security. I have my meter with one AC at my home. You have three ACs at your home. You change the software. I am getting 20,000 a bill, month of rupees a month, and you are getting only 5,000. Though we are using the ACs, I am opening only one, and you are using three throughout the day. Still, what is this? I am just talking on a very very small level. Just think it about from the national perspective, security and everything. It becomes too big. But on a smaller level, मेरा डेली मेरा बिलिंग सिस्टम हिल जाएगा, एंड द डिस्कॉम हु इज प्रोवाइडिंग यू द पावर, वो रोज टेक्नीशियन भागता ही रहेगा कि यहाँ पर पावर चाहिए थी, नहीं आ पा रही, उन्होंने अपना डिमांड simply put in कि no, we don't have any demand, we don't need power, but suddenly you see there is a huge surge, or vice versa, that there is a huge demand but there is no supply. Again it's a wastage, that there is a huge supply from the back end, and but don't want to use it. So these are the concerns. So that's why it's really necessary, though the IoT and this AIs we are using, but it's on one side it's helping, but if you are using it in a positive way. Otherwise it's dangerous on the aspect somebody have a criminal mindset or a malicious intent is there, then you can really breach that thing, and you can really play up with the technology on that aspect. I getting you, maybe the it's a nickname over there.
Thank you, sir, for answering that. Okay, so we have the message has reached to the audience.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think so. The purpose has been solved here. The question that was been raised regarding the IoT and the incorporation of it into the renewable sector, it's a very important thing in today's time. And I think in the previous section also you have actually catered to this question. So adding up more and sharing, actually people really want to hear from you, sir. They really want to hear more about it, and that is why these questions have been actually abruptly coming over. So
Thanks.
I think we moving on to the next section. Can we further know, talking about the IoT of things, renewable sector? So could you share some examples of some organizations or possibly the government sector which are working towards the renewable sector? Because that's the least the people have been aware of, and I think that's why the session has been organized for people to be more aware about the various sectors those who are working in this regard. So could you sir highlight a few examples with us, and that is going to really help know the various organizations contributing to it, sir.
Okay. So though there is a requirement from the government that you have to do some CSR activities also, but some of the cases I am going to touch upon over here, that, and it's a world class studies has been done on that one. If you see, the first one is the Celco India. It's in the Bangalore, and what they are doing, they are using the solutions, the solar solutions, to undeserved rural communities. They are providing the solutions. Okay, so they are using, helping the small scale business sustainability, like they are providing the solutions to the tailors, dairy owners, barber shops, छोटा छोटा दुकान वाला है, they are providing a solutions to those guys and helping them by using this renewable energy. And over this thing, they're using by the solar technology on the rooftop, or maybe by biogas in the villages and all that stuff. And they are helping those people because the people does not have that much of a knowledge, and they are not prone to this technologies change in technologies and everything. They are just living their routine life. So company like this try to make them understand. They are providing the capital from their side itself. They make them understand how it going to serve them, what kind of money is required from their end, and how it's going to long last on that aspect, that people they are going to serve on a daily changes. एक एक छोटा सा नाई की दुकान पे कितना उसको बिजली चाहिए होता होगा, छोटा सा भी सोलर पैनल लगाएगा उसका काम हो जाएगा. ही इज नाउ नो मोर डिपेंडेंट अपॉन द ग्रिड, अपना सेल्फ सफिशिएंट बेसिस में काम करेगा. So these are the small things. Again, somebody has find a problem that yes, we need to serve the communities, the very rural communities, because people think about the big things, and they are finding solutions for these peoples and try to get the business opportunity over there.
So I was
The
going through the Selco Indian website, and I'm really glad. I was really interested and curious to
Mhm.
know more about it. So I would really like to the audience to actually have a look. So I'm just sharing the screen a little curious
Just
to
sure.
for you to highlight a little bit more about it. So I really want the audience to actually watch over this.
Just see, just
Yeah.
see the photo itself, where the solar panel is installed. Just see where it is installed, where it is installed. Because in the villages you have that one, you have the land with you, you can do that. It's a customer centric solution for each and everything. They are providing the solutions. So you go into the details, you will find that yes, it can be done, not necessarily what the bigger players or the bigger industries are doing. This is a community service you are doing over there. You will
Actually.
go to the villages of Rajasthan and Haryana and Gujarat. You will find that people are using it, really using it. A small solar panels, small things on the roof, on your by side. They are using it, and they are attaching it to their pumps. They are getting the power, irrigating their farms and everything. So they are doing it, and by doing that, they are providing the especially for this company. They are doing teaching the ladies over there, because they are the one who are going to make the houses. So they can learn more on that stuff, that yes, how it's going to help them more, how they are going to save more on that aspect. So these are the things the companies are doing. It's a very good initiative taken by these companies.
So
it's
that's
a, it's a, it's, a,
highlighting
it's a
more about
network.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's highlighting more about how Selco India is actually taking an initiative towards renewable resources. And I think it's really important for us to know the and applaud the sectors those who are actually working in this renewable regards.
but yes, exactly.
This is something really fascinating is the service provided by one I could just seeing this how the service providing is. So one van has been customized into drop to door to door service bin provider. So like these things, just small tiny steps I think can bring a change in
It's a
terms of
change.
providing services to the people at the door to door service where the people cannot actually reach out and come out.
Exactly.
I really like the sector of the solar panels being installed in the houses and how beautiful it is being displayed. People been contributing solar powered poultry lighting. See how beautiful it's
Solar,
really nice.
Divya, you can use anywhere. If you see on our
Yeah.
national highways also,
Yes, sir.
आप टॉप पे देखेंगे तो वो छोटा
The
सा
street
पैनल लगा
lights.
हुआ है, नीचे का बटन लगा हुआ है, तो स्ट्रीट लाइट आपका उसी से चलता है. मतलब इट्स
Correct,
एज
correct.
सिंपल एज दैट.
So
सो
I think
अर्लियर
it's
वो पूरा
really
लाइट
important.
चला
Yeah,
जाता
sir.
था, लेकिन अब सोलर
Yes,
चलता रहता है आपका.
sir. We can see here the street lights have been powered by solar powers here in
पावर
the
का
picture.
सोलर. This is again a simple innovation, you can say.
But I think really important for the audience to know, sir. So a lot has been going on in various sectors, but it is not reaching out to the people. So I think it's really important that we're discussing today this topic, so that actually it can reach out to a number of people and see how innovation is actually reaching up to various regions and boundaries that we have been actually living within a country.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. Means uh, I think people are not aware of it, especially at the student level or the professionals which are just come into the field. They are not able to analyze that at what level the India has grown up in these sectors. Okay, and what
Very
kind of
true, sir.
solutions the companies are providing currently to the communities.
It's quite interesting, sir. So we can discuss a few more examples, like we have discussed about Selco. Could you highlight a few more examples, sir?
Okay, so the second one I would like to take especially for the Tata Power. Okay, what Tata Power has done. So this is a rooftop panel. They have put it on in the Punjab. Can anybody guess? Can you guess, Divya, where they have put it up? A six, because it's a big 16 megawatt panel. Where they have put it up?
So no clue, sir. Rooftop?
Okay,
Put on the rooftops?
it's a rooftop. It's a Radha Swami Satsang,
Okay.
because they have the land, and they put it over there. If you see more and more, the companies are seeing earlier the warehouses, factories. They have put it on the Radha Swami Satsang. Yes, over there,
Very
because
nice.
it's a people come to for the satsang, and they have just put on the rooftop over there. It's one of the you can say notable project which they have done. Currently, they are putting it on the industrial institutions, schools even. I don't know whether it's but in my school in which I was studied, it's there. The solar panel has been installed. Even in the railways, if you see, they have put the solar panels over there, the stations and all that stuff. So railways is getting independent from the grid, and they are also using their own power over there. So these kind of case studies, if you see, they are just finding that yes, where it can be installed, because in a satsang bhavan, you don't need a roof, right, to do anything. You need a people to sit beneath it, okay, and you are just simply using that roof, and 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 just generating the power out of it and making a clean energy over there. If you see the
Very nice.
second one over here, it's one of the, I will say, most which I love the most, because it's in Rajasthan, and these guys, Barefoot College, they trains the rural woman how to become a solar engineer. They are
Very
giving
nice.
them training on the solar panels and everything, and so far they are able to electrify 1300 plus villages over there in different countries. It's not about only India, but they have chosen a village near Jaipur. It's Tinkoli. It's the place I'm forgetting, but it's one of the best thing. It's Tilonia in Rajasthan.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Silonia.
that they are training the ladies over there, and they are making them the solar energy. It's one of the good things they have done for the community. They are becoming, and I don't want to touch that topic on the how in the ladies are growing up over here in India in that aspect, but they are making them self-sufficient. If you see, so it's not only getting a business out of here, but they are touching the other sectors also. They're getting it. आपने नारी शक्ति भी प्रदान की, तो
Correct.
खाली रिन्यूएबल का ही एक सेगमेंट नहीं है, राइट, आपने एक दूसरे सेक्टर को भी आपने वहां पर टच किया है, एंड दिस इज वन ऑफ द आई विल से बेस्ट थिंग, आई विल से मतलब what I've
So
seen
I
in my
think that is
career.
what India is
So yes,
specifically known for, to bring everybody together in the procedure and the process of growth.
so for me, this is means okay. You can have big companies and they can do the community service and all, but choosing this one, that no, we need ladies and we will train them and they will become self-sufficient and they will become so. I think
So I think
it's
everybody
hats
knows
off to
about
them.
Tata Power, of course, but I would like to highlight a little bit about
Yes.
the Barefoot College here. So I was doing a little research and I
Yeah.
was referring to the website also, and it's beautifully been quoted. I would like to show that as well.
Mhm.
Before I
Okay.
explain that, in 2012, the Barefoot College became the first NGO partner with UNESCO Global Partnership for Girls and Women Education.
Okay.
Not just
Okay.
that, the Barefoot College has been known for the social work research centers located in the remote villages of the Tiloni, as you mentioned about, on the outskirts of Ajmer district in Rajasthan. So it's quite a beautiful initiative taken by the Barefoot College. And yes, of course, it's giving
Yeah,
women empowerment. And it's known for the social and the women, the work research that has been there in this regard, which is very important, building up and binding up the community together. So I would like to
that's
showcase, yeah, the website as well. So I think it's a good exposure to the audience to see how we are the world, how beautifully been portrayed, the women-powered global solutions from the ground up. So real impactful
and it's a
story.
real impact. It's not exaggerated. It's a real. So for me, it's a perfect example of sustainability combined with community empowerment. This is, I will say,
Right, sir. Sir, I would also like to showcase how Tata Power has been actually taking over. So
yep,
the website is quite fascinating. I must say it's
yes.
beautifully been displayed, and really want to show the audience, of course, here. So it's introduction with Mr. Ratan Tata
Yep.
and how powering the country has become accessible to everyone. The Tata Group and the Tata Powers,
Oh,
the battery energy storage systems,
so they are into everything, Divya. So
the manufacturing
hybrid
excellence,
uh,
yeah,
manufacturing, they are developing, they are
solar
using. So
channel
they
trackers.
are into everything. You name it, they are into everything. So,
And you can see the exposure that we have across the world, how they have been
right.
expanded, the power generation that has been taking place, and then number one rooftop solar panels incorporating on the roofs. So Tata Power has
So
been
if you
the
see the first one, it, it's if you see the shed is the parking space. They have put it on the parking space itself. So
right, sir.
people are just thinking where you will get the space and you become self-sufficient over there. It's
Correct. Yes, sir, it's a parking space.
so opportunities are there. You need to find the innovation. That's it.
And that too, sir, it's an international port. It's an international airport where the parking station has been basically installed with the solar panels. It's a tea garden.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes.
Very nice. Okay, Rajasthan. So we have the maximum production been taking place in Rajasthan, talking about how the media has covered. So we have a solar calculator as well. So calculate your energy savings. Like how are being very nice.
So you can do that, and if you put a solar panel, how much power you need, what kind of capital, everything. The calculators are available on the site to get a bit of understanding for the individual that yes, how much I'm going to invest, what kind of returns I'm going to get on that one,
Right. So I think
how to
everybody
the
should have
saving
a
on that.
solar calculator. They should be knowing more about the solar calculator.
Yes,
How should be calculating your own savings as a solar calculator. So you have to enter your PIN code and the tariff rates and the monthly electricity bill, available rooftop area. I think this is a really nice initiative. Very nice. Tata Powers has been the solar roof. So the audience watching over, please go and search on the link for the Tata Solar Power solar roofs and explore yourself the area, see how much of an area, and solar calculator can actually be helpful for you to identify, bring up a new change in terms of the solar roof powers. Thank you so much, sir, for mentioning about Tata Powers and these organizations. I think they are doing a great job, and it's not reaching out to the audience, which is very important for us to bring out it into the real picture. So it's not just
yeah,
about career
exactly.
opportunities. I think the more we're talking about renewable sources, the more people are getting to know that there is so much going on, and there's so much job opportunities which possibly people have not talked about it before. Sharing a few more examples, sir. The renew power. So could you please highlight a
So
little bit
again,
more
it's
about yeah?
renewable. It's one of the largest renewable IPP, and they have a target to get net zero by 2040, and they are starting the startups also, and they are investing like anything in India, and so they have a target, and it's led by Mr. Sunil Sinha, and currently I can only say that they are on the right path at the moment, and I'm hopeful that they will be able to achieve the net zero by 2040 or before that one. So they are listed in the Nasdaq also. I think 2 years, 3 years back they have listed over there, and they have a project in in all the wind state in India at the moment. Okay.
Wow, very nice.
Very good company, and they are providing good CSR activities also, and they are supporting the other things also, the startups and everything. The next one is Agnikul Cosmos. I will say it. They are using it's a startup on a space tech, which are creating the small satellite launch vehicles, and which will be powered by the green propellants. Okay, so again, it's a it's a innovation. They are building it up, and they are using some 3D printing for eco-friendly aerospace at the moment environments industries. So it's again a startup, but yes, somebody has thought about the green propellants to launch the vehicles, the satellites. Yes, they are working on that one, and again the work is going on in that aspect. So the purpose of me showing this one on the different aspects was somebody is working on the community front. Some
Hmm.
are the one Tatas and the Renews. They are taking the industries. Some are the startups like Agnikul. They are innovating the new things that is aspects. So these are the spectrum. If you see, to cover up the spectrum, that yes, it's cover up the whole scenarios, right? You are working with the communities, masses, unprivileged persons, industries, and innovations. So it covers the whole spectrum. So that's precisely the reason I just took 4 or 5 cases. But these are not only the 4 or 5 cases. The India is working like anything, and n number of n number of companies are there, startups are there, old companies
Right,
are
sir.
there who are
Very
working
nice.
in the
Very
renewable.
beautiful. And thank you for mentioning, sir. Even the Renew Power, I was just going through, and the official website showcases the beauty of solar panels and the wind powers, and how the dams and the future of energy is actually been showcasing. So it's how beautiful it is to just have a look at the production, the mass production that is taking place, and we are a part of the net zero transition that is we have been promoting. So I think that's really important. Talking about decarbonization,
मेरा बस
sustainability.
ऑडियंस से और आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट है
हाँ जी सर.
कि whenever you go to Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, any of this state, और अगर वहां पर आपको विंड टर्बाइन देखने को मिलता है, प्लीज दूर से मत देखिए, एक बार पास जाके देखिए. यू विल फील इट, देन यू कैन अटैच योर सेल्फ विद दैट. एक सेल्फी खिंचवाने के लिए मत जाइए, बट जाके देखिए एक बार जाके, and you can see that yes, what kind of work has to be done to get one thing done.
Really nice. So zero net zero solutions, energy
Net
generation,
solutions,
solar
yes.
PV manufacturing. Okay, beautifully been portrayed. So Mr. Sumit Sinha is the
So
founder,
everybody
chairperson.
has putting their yes, targets on that one. As India has put on us their target that what by 2030, what they have to do. So as the companies in the India has put up the target that yes, by which year they want to be absolutely net zero in the emissions from their
Very
side.
nice.
So 2040 is
So
the
we
target, which is
Yeah, we'll really like to congratulate Mr. Suman Sinha, being the
yeah,
founder, chairperson, the CEO of Renew, and the kind of a global change that they're bringing in, which is very important. And we can see how in the different sectors it has been bringing into the light of the problems, how the Renew sector has actually been bringing up a change. Beautifully been portrayed.
exactly.
Last, we would like to have a
Absolutely.
look at Agni Cool as well. Okay, so this
Yeah,
is
sure.
related to
You can.
space. Yes. So yeah, this is how Agni Cool has been actually showcasing us. Okay. So now Agnikul has been related to the cosmoses. So we have the space technology being incorporated
Yes,
here, and they have
space
been working
technology.
towards for the energy resources of bringing space within everyone's reach. Very nice. So going to the space should not be the hardest part of utilizing, living in
Yeah,
or working
right.
from the space. How nicely the connection with the space and the technology, launching of the vehicles, like bringing up the renewable sources into practicality. So I really want the audience to check onto the facts, how specifically the load of energy consumption is being taken care by the major sectors of the economy. The
Definitely.
people who have been actually working big, especially the space technology, and we have been talking about so much of the space these days because we can see the incorporation. coming into the live picture. So it's really nice to see, and we would really like to congratulate all the organizations talking about Agnikul or Barefoot College, specifically talking about the Tata Powers, and how beautifully the transition has been shown, and we can see the effort being put up by certain organization who wisely thought that there was a need for a change.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's, I think this has been the best part of the section of the session today, sir. This section of talking about the various organizations working in this regard, and I think everybody can relate with this. So, sir, furthermore, as we have touched on various topics, like which
Yeah.
are the possible domains in which we can get job opportunities, or how the renewable sector is working across in the country, we would like to know the specific job options that has been available. So could you, sir, a little bit highlight more on the few job related to sustainability or renewable sector? So that now the children will be coming to the picture, job opportunities, how they can prepare for them, for colleges, for universities, which subjects and courses that they can take over just after the class 12th, or possibly before, just beginning with post the class 10th result, which are the sectors they can keep in mind that I want to go to the renewable sector, so I should take up this. So could you, sir, highlight a little bit more on the jobs being available in this regard?
So jobs are available, Divya, in every department in the renewable sector. So people generally think that if I have go towards the wind, it's more of a science. I have to be go towards some more towards the PCM. That yes, I need to be an engineer, then only I will get a job. It's certainly a myth. It's not like that. Okay, every company and every one needs a department. Every department needs a person from a different background. Like we need accountants also, we need CA also. So the commerce will come into the picture, right? We need uh, the analysts, we need the commercial analysts, the business analyst, and everyone. So we need the people who are from the management side who can do that kind of a you can say analysis from their side. We need engineers who can make turbines and all that stuff. We need the people from the technical background, non-technical background, who can work in the factory to do the assembly, to do the manufacturing. And on top of that, we need a local people also who can be trained in the villages itself, because you need the technicians who can take care of this solar, wind, biomass over there at the site level itself. We, every time people from the city cannot come from there. You need people from the logistics. So for me, the children who are currently into 11 and 12, irrespective of any stream, be it humanities, be it commerce or science, no need to worry. It's there is no segregation that I can only go to the wind or I can only go to the renewable. It's not like that. Anybody can go into that one. It's such a big sector that the people from the different streams are required in this one. Okay, coming so this is over here, which currently the screen is displaying. Okay, the consultants, the analysts, the policy advisors. Okay, but again, I'm starting from a very basic level. Okay, because people do know that and the top shots are sitting over there, but I'm starting from a very simple. If you have to put a plant of wind in a village, you have to do a root survey. You need people for that one, whether the transportation can be done or not. Okay, so again, people will think, what is this? Transportation can be done very easily. I mean, we are using buses, trucks very easily. They are just for understanding purpose. This tower, do you think, what is the size and the weight of this tower? Any idea?
So no, sir. The you talking about the windmills?
Yes.
No, no
So,
idea, sir.
so the one tower is from 250 tons to 400 tons. It can be that heavy. You need to strengthen the root. You need to have the root survey first, whether you can come in that village or not, whether you can go, because Roads will not be that widened over there in the village. The turnings will not be there. So a route survey will be done. So it's not that easy. You simply give me that I have to simply plug in one windmill over there in the village, and you simply go towards that one. It's impossible. It's impossible. So the jobs will come on that aspect, that I have to do the route survey. Then the transportation comes into the picture. Somebody will put the material over there. Then the third will come before the windmill order has been given. Somebody do the analysis. अब छोटी सी लेमैन लैंग्वेज में बता रहा हूँ, आपको हवा फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे ज्यादा आएगी या फिफ्थ फ्लोर पे ज्यादा आएगी या छत पे ज्यादा आएगी, कहाँ ज्यादा आएगी हवा? ऑफ कोर्स एट द रूफ, right?
Yes, sir.
So to run the windmill, you need more wind so that it
More
can run.
height. Yes. The
You
higher the
need
height
a
is,
place
yeah, the more the windmill works.
for the wind. But अगर आप हाइट पे लगाते हैं, whether it can sustain that much of a load, again a challenge. You have to find out कि नहीं ठीक है, थोड़ा सा नीचे ही लगाना चाहिए आपको. The in the technical term, what you call micro setting, you have to do. Yes, this is the latitude and longitude, and this is the location where I am going to install, and I predict that this much wind will come. And the prediction is not basis that somebody comes that okay, I will predict. Before installing that one, there is a study which is going through from the last 2 years, 3 years, 1 year maybe, that people have put their mast to record the wind pattern of that location, that yes, this kind of wind will come in this area. Then you will see that yes, okay, the wind is there, now I can put a turbine over there. So I am just giving you the example. In the village, the people can be used. It's not, you can segregate in the skilled and unskilled labor also. You need to do the foundation work, you need to do the strengthening of the roads, the labor work is there. And if you, the guards will be required. If you do some kind of a, you can say, technical semi technical job, then yes, a technician is required. For installing, I need a cranes, and the single crane can be of 650 ton, which can take up the load of 650 ton. I need those kind of a cranes. So install, I need two to three cranes at one time who can take out the blade and the rotor, which is at the height of, let's say, 140 meter, and I have to plug in over there. It's not that easy. So a whole bunch of people is required, and it will generate a local job over there. So it's not only that, yes, that the people who will do the engineering or the people who will do the CA will only get that job. The job will come from skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled. It promotes at all level in this case. Okay, so it starts from the micro setting analysis. It starts from the route survey. It starts from the working at the foundation, strengthening of the roads, strengthening of the pads, everything, installation, cranes is required. And once the windmill is installed, then you need a technician to monitor it.
Mm.
To, there will be faults, of course. Once it will run, it's a machine, so there will be some faults into it. It will come on day-to-day basis. Somebody needs to be attended over there. So you need to have people who resides in those vicinity. आप, आपकी सोसाइटी में रहता है ना मैडम इलेक्ट्रिशियन, अगर आप डिपेंडेंट रहें कि नहीं वो 2 दिन बाद आएगा, विल यू सर्वाइव? कि अगर आपकी लाइट चली जाए, नो,
No, not at all, sir.
इलेक्ट्रिशियन रहता है ना, कैसे आएगा वो? तो जॉब देना पड़ता है, वो टेक्नीशियंस को आपको अपग्रेड करना पड़ता है. तो यू नीड टू ट्रेन दोज लोकल रूरल पीपल, यू गिव जॉब्स टू देम, and they will be trained and they will become a technicians who can rectify the mechanical fault or electrical fault or maybe some civil fault over there, so that it runs smoothly. Okay,
Very nice, sir. So,
so
so I was
so the
mentioning
job,
about the windmill. I think the picture beautifully been portraying that how much is the weight of a windmill. So you have correlated the examples that how jobs have been generated to one of the examples of windmill, and we can see the composition of it, that how much even the base of it is specifically considering to be approximately of 35 tons. So the amount of weight that we can talk about the windmill, talking about the blades and the tower, and in the overall tower itself is for 260 tons, and see the height. So these kinds of things are not into the picture and the mindset of the people, that yes, how difficult it is specifically to work on the renewable sector. And it's really interesting to know, because now we get to know that how much is the manforce that has been required behind to work on this one small prospect. And to the audience, very wisely, sir has mentioned to go and visit a wind farm. I think it's really important for us to see the beauty, how these wind installations are actually been coming into the picture and generating electricity for us in the most renewable sources that we have been provided to us. It's really beautiful. Thank you, sir, for specifically mentioning about the windmill. I even would like to share one picture comparing the size of the windmill to the humans that is been there. So I think everybody will be able to relate with this one. So you can see
Yes.
how minute and minuscule the man has been looking in front of that one blade. So you forget the tower. You're not even talking about the tower, so because it has to be really heighted, and just the blade, the man has been looking just like a minuscule in front of it. So that's huge and that's wide. So you can understand the level of incorporation requires so much of manpower and employment sectors, and of course it will be number of developed sectors and positions which have been actually working behind one energy sector. So there are a number of job opportunities, and really thankful to sir that he has highlighted such a big and a huge cause and a factor here. So, as we were talking about the career-related opportunities and possibilities, sir has highlighted. Sir, to develop this, would you highlight few of the skill set that has been required among the students? As we are very nearing to the end of the session, also, and many of the questions are also pouring in. So, I'll ask a few questions related to post the skill set that we have been discussing. Some skill set that have been required to work in this regard, sir.
So, so there are okay. As I said, so skills definitely required, but it depends where you want to go. Like your passion is in the research and development, certainly that you need in the field of engineering. Then yes, I need to make the bigger turbines who can generate more power by using the same set of wind or same set of solar or biomass. So certainly you need to have the engineering background in that case. But if you want to let's say optimize the production and anything, you need a MBA in that sort, that yes, I need a production engineering or a production MBA, that yes, I can make more out of it, how to optimize the thing. I might be a black belt, or I have done kaizen over there, that yes, how to optimize the full process, how to take out the inefficiencies from the full process, and I can deliver more with the same cost level. The third is you can say I can go into the commerce stream and I can look for the CAs where the costings can be done, the commercials can be done to find out, because these wind turbines or solar panels, it's not a job of one day. Once you are selling it, the customer is going to benefit, the ripe the benefit for the next 25 to 30 years. Okay, so you need to make the models that how much revenue they are getting by investing so much of a capital in the beginning, what kind of the lending will be there. You can take out that yes, for the next 25 years, what the things you are going to go into. The third set, the fourth set can come into the field of the insurance, because the life is long, you never know what kind of failures will be there, what kind of environmental challenges can come during the duration of this 25 years. If you see the most of the turbines which are near the uh, seashore, there is always a cyclone or heavy rains in Tamil Nadu or Gujarat, which can ruin or deteriorate the turbines or the panels. So, what kind of insurances you have to take? A study is required in that aspect also. Then you can be a lawyer, because you need to finalize the contracts. You need to discuss on the contractual parts between the parties, how to take it forward. Then with the government on signing of the PPAs, the power purchase agreements. You can be look into the regulatory sectors, also the policy makers, because the government invites the people that yes, what kind of the policies the industry is looking for, what kind of subsidies, what kind of support the government is looking for. They ask for the ideas. So the yeah, corporate relation is required, a government relation is required. So you can look into the field of the regulatories, and again in terms of then installation and all that, you need, again, in the semi skilled or unskilled, you need guards at the site, you need the warehouse keepers, you need the people who can do the foundation, the labors over there, that the logistics, you need the full truck drivers and everyone, the crane operators, then you need the people at the site level who can do the technician jobs. So whole set of jobs are there in this sector. And this sector is very much, as I said and I'm repeating again, it's a sustainable sector. It's going to be there for the decades. Okay. And it provide jobs in each and everything. Don't just restrict yourself that if I am a computer engineer, then I cannot get a job. You need a software development. Earlier, we don't used to have the SCADAs over there in the wind turbine. Yes, now we have SCADAs, which can control. We can remotely monitor the turbine. No need to have the people on the site. From our central station, we can simply reset the turbine and we can take out the fault. Until unless it's a mechanical, or where you have to go at the site level, you have to change the wires, something like that. If it's software based, you can do it from your standard station, from the office itself. Saves the time, increase the production over there. So don't simply think that it will be curbed to a very small studies, that I need to be this engineer or I need to be this. It's nothing like that. We have seen, and currently people are working from different streams, different portfolios, different educational backgrounds, and they are doing very, very good in the field of renewable. You can go through the slide on that one. I think it's going to sustain over there on the link itself. You can see that you need consultants who can provide advisories. You need the investors, you need the bankers also. That study you can do on the other side. A simple windmill or a solar panel or a biomass, a direct job is generating, but they are generating a indirect job also. Okay. A wind turbine is not consisting is only of the tower, a generator, or a blade. There are more than thousands of other items are attached into it. For those things also you need an industry. Okay. It's not that you are doing everything of your own. You are dependent upon your supplier. The supplier are dependent. So there is a chain up to 5 6 level. It goes up to 5 6 level in the sub supplier system, that yes, you need. So indirect job creations are also happening if the main sector renewable is growing. So the people who are directly attached into it, you can say it's a direct job, the benefit are getting. But people who are getting job through this system, it's an indirect job, and the government is acknowledging that fact, that how much direct jobs you have converted and how many indirect jobs you have get through the incremental increase of the renewable energy. So we are getting on that aspect also. Divya.
Beautifully portrayed, sir. I must say, as we say that you are a renewable expert, you genuinely are an expertise in your field, because this kind of a knowledge, and I think the audience is full of appreciation. I'm just getting continuous posts and questions being coming from the audience, and we'd like to take a few of them also. But the level of expertise that you have been sharing, I think the people are really able to relate, and that is why more questions are pouring in, more amount of knowledge they've been actually seeking to hear from you. That's really nice. And I think this solves the purpose also, sir, as you mentioned already. So we have a question from the audience talking about is, do I need an engineering background to work in the clean energy?
No, no, it's a myth. Again, that's what I said. It's a myth. No, you don't need an
Yes, sir
engineer.
has already answered this. So another question, sir, is how is the service industry also developing, and how is it benefiting the employment and skill development in the rural communities? So the question is coming from Vaishni Chauhan.
Yeah, it's a very good question, actually. So yes, The service industry is developing, and I have seen practically also it's benefiting the local, the people over there, the community. If you see, all our wind turbines are in our areas where there are no community at this moment, very very less. Okay, if you go to the Gujarat, you will only see the wind turbines, but there is no village nearby. It may be 5 or 10 kilometers away from that one, right? So what will you do? How these wind turbines will run? You need local people support over there. In
Correct.
terms of, again, in terms of how do we generate the jobs? Yes, we take the people from the village itself, that yes, I have a plant and I know that it's going to run for the next 30 years. So your job is secured for the next 30 years if you are going to work perfectly fine. I'm going to teach you about the wind turbine service technician level. Yes, you are going to take the solar panels. Yes, you are going to work on that one. And you can simply stay at your home and you can do the technician job. Every year there is a rain. The roads will be washed away. There will be floods and everything. Yes, you can have a job that, yes, you need contractors over there who can work, who knows the in and out of the village, who can divert the water and all that stuff. So you need people who can maintain the road over there, who can maintain the 33 the lines, the transmission lines, the poles and everything. What will you do? So we are generating those jobs in the village itself, so that the local youth can get a good job in the area itself, and they need not to come out. I'm not against that somebody wants to go out and do a job outside the village or in a metro or abroad. That's perfectly fine. But somebody should not come just because for the reason that I don't have a job in my area, right? So we are developing the 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 youth over there who can work on a site technician level. Same it with the, if you, the example which I have given in the beginning, uh, the barefoot. They are teaching the ladies over there in the house to take care of the solar panel, solar engineers. What is this? This is as good as that. Yes, you are helping the community. Same thing is happening over here. So for me, the service industry is growing, and it's also a very very cost efficient model also, and we are able to generate, and the youth is getting, you can say, tracked on a very good path from the beginning itself.
Thank you, sir, for taking up this question. I'll take one more before we move on to the last section of the session today. So we have is as we're talking about the clean energy here. Okay, so we have right. How does the wind energy generation work, and why are the certain regions in India like Tamil Nadu and Gujarat more sustainable and suitable for the wind farms?
Okay, come on, Dave. So, okay, I will give in a layman language. uh, बचपन में सबने वो छोटी वाली डंडी लगा के पंखी चलाया होगा, वो सब सभी
Correct,
चलाते
sir.
हैं, ठीक है। अगर हवा नहीं होती तो वो घूमता था? नहीं घूमता ना वो। फिर हम अपना पंखा चलाते थे और उसके नीचे रखते थे, तो फिर वो जोर से घूमता था, ठीक है। दिस इज द कंसेप्ट। सो इन एरियाज लाइक तमिलनाडु, गुजरात, वी हैव अ वेरी वेरी गुड विंड पैटर्न। हमारे दिल्ली में विंड नहीं है,
Mm.
टरबाइन का ब्लेड घूमेगा ही नहीं। यू डोंट हैव द right wind, because you are investing a capital, so you need, it should run, right, and it should generate that much of electricity so that it becomes profitable. But India ke andar, we have only 7 states where the wind pattern is good. Okay, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Telangana. Okay, we are in the Odisha and all that stuff. It's very very minimal, you can say. People can say that Odisha, they have a good factor in Odisha, but you have cyclones and everything. It can damage the winter. So Tamil Nadu and Gujarat are the more, you can say, are the states which have a very very good pattern, and you will get a very good inv- uh, return on the investment which you make. Okay, so that's precisely the reason you have more turbines in Tamil Nadu and Gujarat in comparison to other states.
So you mentioned about number of states, like we are talking about Rajasthan, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and one more you mentioned about was
Telangana.
Telangana. So we have seven states in India which has a good wind velocity. Kavaldeep, I think Sir has added up to your knowledge today. Seven states in India with good wind availability, and that's specifically Rajasthan, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Telangana. So they are the ones who have been actually suitable for been actually putting up a windmill and for the wind production. I think
Solar
it's
you
all
can put anywhere, but not
yes,
the wind.
very
So
nice, very
that's such
nice.
a
I think that's really important to know. Very, very nice, sir. I think Kaval, your question has been answered by Sir here, and very important to note for the audience also. In diverse India, like we have seven states which have been actually very suitable for the wind energy. So there are more questions pouring in. I'll take one more before we move to the last section.
yeah.
Okay, so this we can take off. Okay, so there are so many of them. I can't pick and choose also which one is related right now. Okay, okay, so it's related to marketing finance. I'll take this one. So it's a great session. I would love to. I love how you're explaining every slide and going through it. I just have one question.
Yeah.
So the question is, how can professionals in traditional roles like marketing or finance gain the necessary skills to transit into the sustainability careers? So I think we were discussing about the skill set here.
Okay. So okay, if the professional of the traditional knows the basic of the marketing and the finance, they can easily step up into the in this role of the sustainable career. The reason being, I'm telling you, the modeling is somehow a bit different in case of the renewable, because the life of the turbine which you generally see, the people want to have their return on the investment is for 20 to 25 years. Okay, and the capital investment happens in the beginning. So the skills required is, I will say, it's the understanding how the revenue will come. Okay, what kind of expenditures and expenses which you can foresee in the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, it's going to come. Like, do I need an insurance? Yes. Okay, what kind of insurance? Because I don't think that the wind turbine can burn. Can there be a war between with the neighboring country? It can destroy my turbine. I need an insurance for that one. Should I pick it for the premier for that one? It's as good
Right.
as is you can correlate uh, with your day-to-day life on that aspect. What kind of things you need to bake in on that one, so that the skill set will comes a bit with the, we can say, experience. But yes, if you have a basic understanding of the finance, if you have done the commerce, or maybe you have done the engineering, I have seen most of the engineers are doing the calculation mathematics only currently. But yes, it is, you can easily do the modeling, that yes, what kind of return you are going to make. It's more about you have to anticipate that yes, it should not happen that I have it's not a government bond, that a fixed deposit or a national savings scheme by the government, that you put 100 rupees and you will get 8% return. You need not to think about anything, right? And you will get 108 after 1 year. Here you will invest 100 rupees, and you have to see that how to get 120, 118, 110. And during that year, it might happen that I have to spend another 2 or 3 rupees, right? It can be on my insurance, it can be on the service technicians who is going to come and who is going to rectify any fault. it can be it can be any other thing. Maybe there are some challenges over there at the site, that the wind is not blowing. Somebody has seen that, okay, the wind is going to blow in the next 2 years, like that, but it doesn't blow. What will you do? You cannot fight with the god that the wind does not blow. So You have to anticipate that things, so that skills will come over a time. But yes, if you have a basic understanding how the mathematics works, how the returns is calculated, how to do this kind of a modeling, you are good to go into the role of the renewable energy technologies.
Really nice, sir. Very nicely. Your insights are so powerful, sir, that it's related. I think it's very genuinely that you're highlighting, because most of the times when you talk about renewable sources and sustainability, every time the person comes up with the topic is that it is a science subject, it's science based, and that too, there is no other profession related to it other than engineering.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's important to, you have correlated your finance, you correlated your law, you have correlated there are other dimensions and sectors and other departments who are working in this regard, and there are governmental positions as well. So we need not rigid our mind that only the science background students can apply for
Exactly.
business of
No need to box.
sustainability.
No need to box. You can go from anything.
This is very important to note, sir, because this misconception has been among the people that only because of the size background there are job opportunities in the renewable sector. So I think we have seen that how sir has beautifully binded up and put the pearl of strings together. That how various kinds of dimensions of fields had been actually correlated to it. So there's not just one professional, and of course the audience has asked the question so very nicely how marketing and finance have been related to it. So it's law, marketing, finance, every other sector that has been actually related to
Everything.
it. So
Everything.
students, to please note that not just being science streamed, you can be from any stream, from commerce,
Yeah.
humanities, and you can pursue a career in
Yes.
sustainability
Yes.
for renewable
Definitely.
sources in the renewable sector. So I think this is really important for us to note, and I think everyone watching here, kindly please, this is the most important key note takeaway for today. That yes, it's an open sector for all of us to apply for, not just rigidity in terms of only a particular group or stream that is been basically available with the sources. So taking, there are a number of questions I will take up in the end further. Let's move on to the last portion, sir. So as we were talking about job opportunities, and we are talking about the skill set that has been required in the sector of in the service sector that we've been having. So, can you highlight a few colleges or where these opportunities are specifically been available? Because we discussed about the streams, we have discussed about the skill set, we have discussed about what are the career opportunities that you can thrive for. But what is the way? What's the passage? What that I have to pass through to reach there? So, which colleges do you suggest that can be possibly important for the children to note down, or they can refer to and refer to the courses that have been available there? And yes, of course, it will give you them a very clear picture in this regard.
For me, I will say, Divya, that for the graduation level, if you are from a science background, any of the engineering college is good enough. Or if you are going through this university college, which is in the Delhi universities, the Hindus and the Stephens, good enough that yes, you can go through from the BScs or BComs, whatever it is. Same is with the commerce stream, LLB. You can pursue any of the graduation scheme. But what I try to project it over here, that if you want to go to specialization, that towards the MBAs, okay, after you complete your graduation in whichever field, it can be commerce, it can be science, it can be humanities. Okay. You can go through the power management. I have seen the people are coming from NPTI. Lot many people are coming from it's a National Power Trading Institutes, training institute. So it it works only on the how you can work in a power management. Okay. Same is with the UPS. It's in the Dehradun. The third one is Green Heaven. It's just I've given few of the examples, but this is for the management courses. You can work towards that. Yes, I am specializing into the renewable sector, but yes, it's again I'm repeating, it is not mandatory to have those courses, but yes, it will enhance your skill. But still, after graduation also, you can still find a job in the renewable sector. Okay, it's not mandatory to have that one, but yes, you sharpen your skills, you enhance your skills. Certainly you can have a post graduation, you can have a PhD or a doctorate on that one also. But to start with, you can take it from the normal engineering college, or for a normal commerce college, you can do the CS. So the CS can go through this colleges also from the, if they want to pursue for the MBAs or the engineering, after engineering or after BSc normal, you can go through this MBS college where you can specialize your job into the power management. Okay. So having said that, again I am repeating because people generally take it other way. You can do your graduation from any of the colleges. It's good to have. Okay. But at the end of the day, your I will say, uh, how your mind works in that aspect, how passionate you are to crack a job or a role in a company. Okay, the common sense works on that one, and how knowledgeable you are. Nobody will go that deep into the sector that how it's going to work, but yes, they want to understand the understanding. Okay, if the understanding is clear, I think it's right attitude, you will be able to crack a job.
Very nice, sir. I think it's an eye-opener experience today, and the extent of knowledge that you have shared in the renewable sector is a gain for the viewers watching today, and everybody will have a bulk of the stock of actually the takeaways today post this session, because this kind of an expertise coming from you has actually added up so much to our knowledge, possibly we were not been aware of. We being in the education sector, we even talking about that we are least aware about all these things. So I think that's really important to for us to be reaching up to the masses. With this, we have taken up the last portion of the session, and now the audience, as sir has beautifully highlighted the sequence and the way to reach up, how you can actually take up those courses and take up your desired dreams to a position in the business of sustainability or the renewable sector. We're open to the question and answers. Post any of the questions that you people have. You can please post it in the chat box. We'll be raising up then taking up those questions. We have a few of them. Let's begin with them till the time others have been posting up. Okay, so to begin with, as we have already discussed about the service sector and the benefits of its employment, so could you highlight that? I think we have taken up this question.
We have taken this
Uh,
one.
yeah, we have taken up this question. Okay, so talking about it, clean energy is a future, but in a word, still driven by short term profits. How realistic it is for the young people to make a real impact in this space without compromising their financial stability?
So I have a bit of a different opinion. It is it's not a short term profit, though the world is driven by that theory. But this, in this world, Kanishka, it is not driven by the short term profit. You will not be able to gain anything in the short term. It's the renewable energy, it's always a long term game. Okay, if you are going to invest today, you are going to reap the benefit next 25 years. If you want to live in between, you can't do anything over there. You will not be able to earn and learn. Okay, both the things. Okay, for me, if the young people wants to make so there is no compromisation on the financial stability. It's quite a good paymaster sector, I will say. And in terms of job generation also, it it needs a good talent, and they are paying also good, and there is no, I will say, compromise or no confusion on the financial stability. You have enough competition. Okay, and enough life left in this sector. Okay, it's not that it's going to end maybe another 2 years, 5 years. No, no. You see, once you install a turbine or a solar, you you cannot take out your money for the next 7 8 years. It's impossible. And after that you can think of that, yes, I will start making money now. Okay,
Hmm.
so it's really impossible. And I can only request my students over here that not to look for the small term, and not to
Benefits.
get
Yes.
guided by that. He is earning that much in a startup, he is earning that much, it's you need to see the bigger picture. Okay, you need to see the bigger picture. The in might be in the beginning your salary might be less than of a person who is doing the security of that office. Okay, but after 5 years, the the salary of that guy will still remain the same, or it will increase a bit, but you will be at the altogether different level. So I will not say that if I have to compare year one to year one, you might be at the lower stage, and people can jokingly say, "अरे इतना पढ़ के भी क्या फायदा हुआ?" But the game is not to earn in the 1 year itself. Okay, आप एक ग्रेजुएशन करके निकलते हैं, आप 21-22 ईयर्स के होते हैं. एक पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट करके निकलते हैं, आप 23-24 ईयर्स के होते हैं. द जॉब इज नॉट टू अर्न इन 1 डे कि 25 में नल एंड वॉइड सब कुछ हो जाएगा. द नॉलेज विच यू गेन, इट्स टू सस्टेन for the next
For a
30
long
or 50 years. Okay, if you are going to retire at the age of 60 years or 65, the knowledge which you gain, I think you everybody starts for yes, 4 4 ईयर से स्कूल में जाना बच्चा स्टार्ट करता है. 23-24 में निकलता है. 20 साल आप पढ़ते हो टू स्ट्राइव फॉर द नेक्स्ट 40 ईयर्स. एक दिन का जॉब नहीं है वो. ओके, सो माय हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट नॉट टू लुक फॉर द शॉर्ट टर्म गेन्स. इट्स अ
So, in the world of instant gratification, sir, so we need to learn to have the patience for a longer term and a longer run.
exactly.
Right. So, taking a few more questions, there are a number of them. So, I'll just pick and choose quickly so we can wind up with the session.
Yeah.
Right. So, quickly, we'll talk about the next question. What are some of the main challenges in setting up the wind turbines in rural areas? And how can these be overcome through government or private sector initiatives?
Okay. So the main challenges in setting up in the wind area, wind turbine. Okay, lot many, Gatik. Uh, First you have to find a land. That's a first and foremost challenge. Okay, then you have to find a land. Then you have to go to the government office. You have to find the owners, because everybody has a dispute over there on the land in the villages. You Because people don't have the papers, all the papers, because कभी करा ही नहीं किसी ने काम उसके ऊपर. But when you have to procure the land, you have to have the full trail chain and everything in the picture. Then once you go into the wind turbine, the challenge comes the right of way issues, because आप वहाँ पे दिन रात काम करते हो, आप उनका जीवन एक तरह से अस्त व्यस्त कर देते हो, बिकॉज इतने हैवी ट्रेलर्स जाते हैं, आप सड़क टूट जाती है, पानी सब जगह बह जाता है, धूल डस्ट सब जगह पूरा मिट्टी में भर जाता है. सो पीपल in the rural areas, simple guys, they not able to understand कि ये क्या है, मतलब what are the why should I be part and why should I take the suffering and you are earning the money out of it. Okay, so that challenges come. Then you have to sit with the panchayat, you have to make them understand that this might job creation will come, people will learn यहाँ से यहाँ तक आपको जॉब मिल पाएगा, इतना काम मिलेगा, क्या क्या काम होगा. So these are the biggest challenges in setting up the wind turbines. Okay, and what government provides, the government sometimes in the beginning, nowadays we are taking the private land, but earlier government provided the lease for the 20 years कि आप wind turbine लगाइए तो सही, I will give you the land from my side for 20 years. आपको बहुत ही छोटा आपको लीज देना है, आपको 20 years के लिए गवर्नमेंट पकड़ा देती थी. तो गवर्नमेंट आपको रेगुलेटरी चैलेंजेस पॉलिसीज आपके हिसाब से बनाती है. तो गवर्नमेंट आपके लिए जो हेल्प करती है, गवर्नमेंट आपको कनेक्टिविटी पढ़ाती है. अब वहां पर कोई सबस्टेशन नहीं है, तो गवर्नमेंट विल प्रोवाइड द सबस्टेशन ओवर देयर, द गवर्नमेंट विल प्रोवाइड द कनेक्टिविटी. यस, आप यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग अ विंड टर्बाइन अ प्रोजेक्ट ओवर देयर. सो व्हेन यू पुट अ विंड टर्बाइन, इट्स नॉट अ वन सिंगल वन टर्बाइन. ओके, you will have at least 50 over there. So you will put a plant of 100 megawatt, 200 megawatt, 500 megawatt. Okay, so it's not a one turbine which has to come over there. Then you have to see, are you not going into the area of the forest land? Possibly if you are going in the Gujarat or Tamil Nadu, you might be touching the forest also. You are making the animal also मतलब आप उनके घर में घुस रहे हैं, right? You have to see different aspects, and then only you can finalize the areas where you can set up the turbines. And government will provide, government is a channel where you can come up the problem, and government will try to find the solution along with you, whether it's in the term of connectivity, whether it's term on the land, whether it's term with the policies, regulatory, with the land, villagers. Yes, government will try to at the local level. So once you go towards you can say state, then they will come to the district, then district will come to the tehsil, then tehsil will come to the gaon, and then the DM will look, the patwari will come into the picture, and they will try to solve the problem through the government channel, that yes, the papers are there, you can put it over here, we are trying to help, because you want to serve the community over there. Okay, once you are, first you are generating a job, and second you are providing the clean energy which can be used by the whole of the India. So you are serving in two ways over there. Okay, so government is providing that kind of a solutions for us to come off these challenges. You are on mute, I think, Divya.
Much for highlighting on this topic of rural areas specifically, because the rural community has been involved. But how the problem is being pertaining in rural areas, that's one of the major concerns across. Taking up the next question, sir. So could you please highlight how we will be emerging technologies like AI will impact this career, and is it a boon or a bane for this section, for this sector?
Okay, it's always a boon for the sector. Okay, AI is will never impact your career, but not knowing AI will definitely impact your career. Please understand, there is a difference. Okay, AI is not going to impact the career. You are going to learn, you are innovating the things, but yes, if you have a malicious intent, a different mindset, then yes, it can be a bane for the sector, then you are going into the wrong direction. But if you are working for the development, and you are working with a good concise, it will definitely impact in a positive side. We have seen the what kind of work we used to do 15 years back, bond tech, but currently half of the things we will be easily doing it much efficiently with the help of AI, without impacting the job. Again, yes, without impacting the job. It's not that the half of the job is taken care by the the AI, but yes, we are doing our job much efficiently and much better and much faster. Okay.
So the next coming up question is that what are the top three level entry jobs for someone passionate about sustainability?
Very difficult to uh, answer on that one, RST, because there is no top three entry level jobs on that one. There is no top three, because you can go into the manufacturing, you go into the regulatory, you can go into the costing, you can go into the contracts, you can go into the sales, marketing, production, research analysis, you can do route surveys. So I'm extremely sorry, I cannot say any top three. Everything is good, there is no top and bottom. If one sector, if one department is not working, the project is not going to be implemented. Take my words. Okay, if somebody has not done the route survey correctly, you cannot put the, you cannot bring the turbine over there. Okay, so it's not there is 1 2 3 4 5, it's everyone is at the same level. It's in the mindset that somebody thinks that doing the survey is a less prestigious job rather than making a turbine. It's in the mind, it's nothing to do with that concept. Okay, so I will avoid that one, Divya, for the moment. There is no top.
Sure, sir. Next coming up, sir, is do you think businesses can make a profit while protecting the environment?
Yes, Ashni, businesses are making profit on that one, uh, and we are still protecting the environment. That's
We have
100% sure.
discussed a few of them today, sir.
Yes, and if that's not the case, why the sector is booming? Why the people are coming up of more and more projects? Because we are making profits, then only it's coming. And still, we are protecting the environment. We are not touching the forest land. We are not touching any trees over there, and we are doing the work, the community services work over there. We are protecting that. Yes.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, furthermore, fast fashion is flooding the market with cheap, short-lived clothes, creating massive waste. How can we, as green conscious citizens, change our habits, push for sustainable fashion?
Okay. Uh, we can avoid using the plastic. It is, I can see, but still अगर आज भी हम सब्जी खरीदने जाते हैं बिंदिया, तो हम प्लास्टिक का थैली मांग ही लेते हैं उससे, राइट? मांगते हैं नहीं मांगते? तो आई थिंक दिस इज द स्मॉल चेंज इफ वी कैन ब्रिंग इनटू आवर लाइफ,
Mm,
we can avoid that one. One of
correct.
the things we can avoid. But yes, दिक्कत क्या है कि जब हमें खुद को नीड होता है, तो हमारे मुंह से निकलता है कि कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, एक ही तो ले रहा हूँ.
Mm,
But if you multiply that aspect by 1,000 lakh, it has a bigger impact. So I will
correct.
say, if you start making changes at your own level, a small level, like मैं घर में देखता हूँ, and it's in everybody's house. अब पंखा बंद नहीं करते, लाइट बंद नहीं करते, क्या फर्क पड़ गया, एक पापा, एक बल्ब भी तो है मतलब. बट वन बल्ब, 50,000 houses, 4 rooms. Then you come to full India, everybody is doing the same. See the impact. So if you can make the Vindhya, if you can make the small changes in our life, we we will be, it will be a sustainable thing, that yes, we will become the green conscious citizen. Okay.
Very nice. Coming up next, greenwashing. So, what is greenwashing, and how can you tell a company is truly sustainable or just pretending to be?
Yes, I have seen. um, there are checks and balances in the companies, which has been audited by the third parties, and basis on that scrutiny's level set up by the government of India. There are different, you can say, agencies who keep a look on that one. So uh, people are maintaining the compliance over there. But yes, there are accidents. I will not deny that one. They are pretending to be to do the wrong things, and it happens in the past. We have seen in the social media also. But yes, accidents do happen, but it doesn't mean that are no checks and balances or no compliances. The government are doing his job, but somebody have a wrong intent or a malified intent, then sometimes they win, but at the end of the day, they will be caught up, and it will be put to the bars.
So you can understand the impact of the session that I am not able to decide on which questions to pick and which to not because we are short of time also and we are way beyond our expected time. But I'm still trying to pick and choose which are the few ones I can talk about. Shanghai went from being one of the most polluted cities to one of the cleanest in China within just a few years. What lessons can Delhi learn to achieve the same rapid and much needed transformation?
I think first and foremost is the mindset of the people in the Delhi. Okay, that needs to be changed. And the second is that government is doing from their side. If you see, CNG has been come into the picture, and now they have put a ban on the parali. Also, they are getting some kind of a solution so that there should not be any parali from the neighboring states, reducing the pollution. They are taking out the industries out from the Delhi. If you remember, I don't know what's your age. So 5 year, 10 years back, they are taken out all the manufacturing industries from the Delhi. Now it's in the outskirts, and Delhi is promoting more and more. The government is getting more and more solar energy. So government, the demand is for the solar energy, which the Delhi government is asking for, not for the energy which is coming from the natural sources. So it is coming, but again, it's not at the rate which somebody expects, Sonakshi. But yes, it's going in that direction, and surely and shortly, maybe in a couple of years, if you see, the pollution levels are going to decrease, and we are going to get one of the cleanest city in the Delhi very soon, very soon.
So I think we can take up the one last question.
Yeah.
And yes, of course, focusing on Delhi to be the future transformated one. Yes, the government has been taking up steps. So related to this again, the business of sustainability. There's one last question that we can take in. Which industries are actively hiring sustainability professionals today? Energy, fashion, finance, or others?
Oh man, so I'm not too sure about the fashion, but yes, energy and finance are the one for me, which are hiring sustainable professionals, because it's a long-term game. Okay, in energy and finance per se, finance is not dependent on any of the industry. Okay, it's required in all the industries. If you are a CA, it doesn't mean that you are a CA for the wind sector. You can be CA for the solar, you can be CA for the bio, or you can for the thermal, or for a paint company, or any of the one, right? So for me, the sustainable sectors, because I don't have that much of a knowledge on a fashion, I don't want to comment. But yes, certainly for energy and finance, it's 100%. The hiring are very much at every level: entry, mid level, senior level. Okay, it's happening on a regular basis. Companies are going to the colleges to hire the professionals. They need it. It's a need of the industry at the moment, Neeraj.
Rightly said, sir. So we'll take a few of the appreciations posted for the session, and one appreciation comes along with a question. So we definitely have to take this one as well, sir. Concluding with this, then the last we are taking from Manchus. The session has been really interesting, sir. My question was, what are the biggest infrastructure challenges small towns face in adopting clean energy, and how can we overcome that?
So, Ansh, the biggest challenge I will say it's a mindset, because once you are going to change, you need to face some problem. It's not in this sector; it's in every sector.
Hmm.
Okay,
Correct.
you have a problem of the traffic, you make the flyover, but the flyover will take another 4 years. You have a problem of traffic, a heavy one for the next 4 years. People start creeping on that one. Then you will say, boss, why we need this flyover? Earlier the things were much good, better, but once it's done, it's good to take the load from the road. The same thing happens in this adopting the clean energy. The same thing happens, because once you have the biomass or the solar or the wind, you have the initial teething problems. You will face challenges, it's not going to work, you will have certain problems, you need to overcome them. It will take some time, it's not going to be solved on a immediate basis. You have to
Correct.
understand that it's going to, let's say there is a rain for the next 5 days and you don't have a sun. You have to adapt that, yes, okay, now the solar panel is not going to work that much, but yes, you have to put it in your mind, you have to adapt the reality. So for me, the biggest challenge is the thought process, that you have the acceptance is the key over here, and once you accept,
Correct.
you will be good to move over here.
And I think that was a purpose, sir, we took up this topic because your level of expertise was being required to add on to this knowledge. Because the more we talk about it, the more common it will become, and
Yeah.
it will come into the notice of the people, and that is how we can bring up a change in the mindset. So all those who are watching this session today, we have gained an insight that yes, there's so much of it is going on, and we are the ones who can actually bring up more change. So this is how this bit we can actually do for the environment, for the nature, and bring more amount of talks on renewable resources, so that everybody gets to know about it. That yes, there is a future, and India is potentially having those future. So we need to
Yeah.
be basically growing up with that, and that is really important. So we're really thankful, sir, that your presence has actually added up a lot of value to the session today. And
Okay.
you can see with the number of questions pouring in, I still could not pick a few of them because of the short of time. We have actually
Thank-
way extended our session. So sharing a few of the compliments coming for you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
Uh, right. So another one that's again been coming, thankfully thanking you. Then Kavaldeep has mentioned a very, very good session. Moving ahead, there's another comment coming over. Sir, it was a great session. Yeah. I love exploring every single slide that you have taken. Okay. A well rounded discussion. I loved how it covered real world case studies, government schemes, and new driven innovations. Okay. Really appreciative the range of topics from clean energy startups to career pathways in sustainability, informative and inspiring. So I think that's
Thanks
the
a lot.
best
Thanks a lot
end that we
Thank
can have to a session. That possibly I think the idea that you came with, that you wanted the children to know about it, I think it has
you.
reached
Yeah.
to the audience, and that's the most important takeaway from a particular session. So I think we had a wrap up game for a 2 minute challenge, right? So by the time actually people can glance through it and think and ponder for a minute or a second before we can further proceed to the ending now. So I'm just sharing it on the screen. Thank you, audience, for watching over. It's really, really important for us, and your presence has actually added up more value to it. So it's just a quick wrap up challenge for a 2 minute activity. Before we have been parting ways, let's think about 2 minute green challenge, where you think about one clean energy career that you've heard about today, one SDG that we have spoken to you about, right, and
Yes.
one action that you will take this week to live more sustainably. So just ponder over, maintain a green mission slip of yours, and I think that is going to add more value, and we are going to get a best return of the session of organizing this and taking up the
Exactly.
overall effort.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. We are really honored and grateful to you for joining us for the session.
Thanks a lot, Divya ma'am, for providing the platform, and it
Thank you so much.
really happy, and to see it's good questions were asked, and I think people can implement in that one, so we can have a good, I can say, good future and a safe environment, and works towards clean energy, green energy. Okay,
Thank you so much,
that
sir.
should be the goal. Okay,
Right. So, as we draw this enlightening session to a close, it's an absolute honor to deliver the vote of thanks here on behalf of Educational Connect with DM. First and the foremost, and heartfelt thanks and gratitude to our esteemed guest, Mr. Pankaj Gupta. So, your insights today have not just been informative, but they're deeply empowering. You can see the kind of a response that we're getting from the audience. So, you didn't just speak about the clean energy, but you have helped us see it calling a career and a collective responsibility, I believe. Thank you for reminding us that the path to sustainability is not limited to scientists or policymakers. It is open to every student, educator, entrepreneur, and citizen who dares to act with purpose. So we're really grateful, sir. Thank you for joining us today. And for every second and minute you have spared, just because I know how much difficult it was for sparing up your own time, being occupied, and you agreed for the session and you contributed with such a heart that possibly everybody has loved the session today.
thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. To all the viewers and participants who joined us live, your curiosity and questions and your willingness to engage in this important conversation made the session truly dynamic. You are the reason we host these dialogues because we believe that every informed mind is a potential force for change. To the technical support team, the content collaborators, and supporting educators behind the scenes, thank you for making this event seamless and meaningful. And lastly, as your host, I invite each one of you to carry this momentum forward. Reflect on the SDGs, explore your role in the sustainable movement, and most importantly, don't just plan a career, build a legacy that contributes to a greener and a fairer world. Thank you. Let's continue to connect, to learn, and to lead because this planet doesn't just need professionals, it needs purpose driven change makers, and that can be you. Thank you once again. This is Divya Mehra signing off with hope, purpose, and with gratitude. Jai Hind.